What is up, PCP Army? What is up, everybody? Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers Station. Happy Valentine's Day weekend, at least. This is our very first official ever Valentine's Day special here at Pop Culture Philosophers. So, station for that, I guess. Anyway, tonight is PCP movie night. I hope you're excited and ready to chat with us live about a movie. The movie of the week is it's kind of like the book of the month club, but way cooler because it's like dope ass movies, but in weekly. So like PCP movie night's the shit, right? We're still waiting on Dylan to show up, but who cares? Let's just get right on into it. We're talking about My Bloody Valentine, the 1981 original slasher classic, recently released on Scream Factory in the uncut edition. This week, actually, the Steel Book edition came out. There's even a special edition with a minor action figure. We'll get into all that later on. With us tonight, we got John Hammertime Holshoe.
What's up, guys? What's up? I'm excited to talk about this movie. And since Valentine's Day is coming up, I wanted to express my love specifically for the PCP Army. How awesome this community is that we have. And if you're not part of the PCP Army, go on Facebook, join up. We talk about comics, talk about movies, we talk about, you name it, we talk about it, man. And you'll find out about Robbie's new obsession with The Weeknd.
Yeah, right.
I don't mean, like this weekend, I mean the person, the guy, The Weeknd.
The guy, The Weeknd. Yeah. Speaking of the guy, we've got the Jelani up in the house. What's up,
What up? What up, Station?
Station.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and Hammertime Holshoe is right, man. PCP Army is where it's at. I have a lot of fun on there posting stuff, and I know you guys have fun posting stuff. So let's keep posting and having fun like usual.
But
and
let's not get political, y'all. I just want to address something real quick. Let's just address something real quick. PCP Army, it's a fun place to be. Exactly, right? We don't get into politics there.
No, we don't.
Maybe we put some pictures of some sexy recurve bows on there.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get into we'll get into John's indiscretions later on. Speaking of indiscretions, it's Mike 06. The voice is here. What's up, Mike?
What's up, everybody? I got my Moose Head beer. I got my wieners.
Where'd you get Moose Head? I looked for it. Where'd you pick it up at?
Whole Foods.
Oh, okay.
You got to go to Whole Foods to get
it's right by work. It's right by work.
No, it's just crazy. It's like I don't see that shit either. You know?
Yeah.
I figured it'd be either at Publix or Publix, the liquor store, the big liquor store downtown on Pratt, or Whole Foods. Those are the best three beer selections.
I'll just say this. This movie is obviously so Canadian that we're talking about tonight, right? And if we were all members of the cast, Mike would totally be Hollis, just so you know. But I want to say this. Hollis had the cutest chick, in my opinion. Speaking of the cutest chicks, here's Brooks. What's up, my man?
Exactamundo.
You have any fancy beer to show off or nothing like that, brother?
No.
All right.
Not.
Well, Dylan was supposed to join us tonight, too. And where's he? Probably asleep or at the bar. Maybe at the bar asleep. Anybody's ever been at a bar asleep? You know, it happens.
Yeah, you don't sleep at the bar. That's rule number one.
Anyway, here we go. Tonight we're talking about 1981 My Bloody Valentine. I haven't even pulled this up yet, so I don't even know who directed it. This movie is incredibly Canadian. Okay, so I have seen this movie when I was younger. Well, man, there's a band called My Bloody Valentine. I wonder if they like the movie. Who knows? Anyway, of course, it came out in 1981. It was directed by George Mihalka, screenplay by John Beard, story by Stephen Miller, starring a bunch of people that we don't know, honestly, and the music by Paul Saza. Overall, I'm going to tell you this. I am incredibly saddened that I did not watch the uncut version. So I watched the one that's on Amazon Prime. And if y'all watch that one, it's the uncut rated R version, right? I mean, it's the rated R, not uncut version. It's non-uncut. Does that make sense? It's the cut version.
It's the theatrical release.
Yeah. And I remember watching it and be like, I really like this movie, actually. And I'm really kind of disappointed that the kills didn't kind of go for that punch. And then Mike was talking to me about the uncut version. which I don't have access to right now, but eventually, you know, I hope to get that. But
It's on its
y'all,
way.
like, I looked it up online. Like, I watched the uncut scenes. Bruh, are you serious? Like, some of those were in the intro. Like, putting together what I know of the uncut scenes, here's what I'll say. Overall, I really like My Bloody Valentine. I think that in the tradition of holiday-themed slasher films, it's an underappreciated classic. Now, they did the remake. I've never seen that one. I'm really surprised this one never went and started a franchise. Like, literally, they always do these sequels nowadays where they're like, we're forgetting all the other sequels and this is happening 40 years later, right? You could literally do that with My Bloody Valentine and it wouldn't matter because there were no sequels, right? You could do this story again. Like, and I think it works. The mining, so the miner's the bad guy. The whole look of it's creepy. Being in the mines to me is creepy. I love how Canadian it is. It's so ridiculous. This whole small ass town, this mining town, and all they want to do is have an excuse to go and get drunk. Like, they could literally do this at the bar. When they were at the bar and they came up with the idea to have the party, and I was like, y'all are having a party right now. Like, honestly, do they not have hot dogs? Because just boil up some hot dogs. Anyway, overall, I really like this film. The uncut version, I'm really excited to check out because those uncut scenes, like, there's some really great gore effects there. The pickaxe through the eyeball and all that kind of jazz. I really appreciate this movie. I think the music's pretty decent. We'll get to that a little bit later. But overall, it doesn't have, like, strong characters, I would say. But it's got interesting and it's got real characters. This movie feels to me like it's capturing the essence of a real town, of real characters in this town. It's a small mining town. They all kind of know each other. There's this love triangle. And it's just a slasher. It's just an excuse for that. I think it's got some great kills. I think it's got some great pacing. I think each act is absolutely amazing. And I just overall think that this was a really fun revisit, especially for Valentine's Day. And I just thought it was pretty solid. Speaking of pretty solid, John, what did you think about this film?
I enjoyed it. I saw the remake first, and I thought it was pretty forgettable. I haven't seen the remake in a while. And I finally went and saw the original. Of course, I saw the cut version too. I haven't seen the uncut. And I thought it was a fun film. You know, it had some cool kills. It's a cool concept. I mean, the mask is a good idea for the mask, and it works. I mean, it works for a slasher film. And I really felt that they really set up a sequel, and I was disappointed there is no sequel. I mean, it was right to make a sequel. I guess apparently it cost $2.3 million to make, and they made $5.7 million, so it was profitable. But Paramount financed it, and Paramount at the same time they released Friday the 13th, and that made a lot of money. And they're like, well, this isn't making Friday the 13th money. Why would we follow up with it? Why would we do anything more with the franchise? So I think they initially set it up for a sequel. But I enjoyed it, man. I think it's a good bit of fun. I think it's a cool concept.
Yeah, it's a cool concept. The whole idea of this town, by the way, this town's obsessed with Valentine's Day. They have this like Valentine's Day dance or whatever. It's about this miner. There's this legend of a miner who 20 years before this movie takes place, which is 1960. There's like this dude goes like crazy. And apparently like there's some revelations in some different versions where he kind of like got stuck in the mine and had to be a cannibal or something like that, right?
He cannibalized. Yeah, they found him. He had cannibalized some people when they found him, and then he was crazy after that, and then he started murdering people during Valentine's Day.
Yeah, right? So this town for 20 years, who, for some reason, this town is known for having they treat Valentine's like movies treat Halloween, but like we wish we lived in that town.
Valentine is in the name of the city. It's called Valentine's Bluff.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I guess. Okay, that makes sense.
You think you'd want to have a Valentine's party or something, but they not, because they're afraid of, the murderer coming back, whatever.
Yeah, and the whole idea is they do decide 20 years later to have a party. The murders start again. They get worried, and there's this whole just blah blah blah. Then a big reveal at the end. Jelani, speaking of big reveals at the end, what do you think about the movie overall, man?
I thought it was okay. I mean, it was all right. It's a good like holiday themed horror movie. And it's incredibly Canadian. It's clearly Canadian. Yeah, it's exciting how clearly Canadian is. Like everyone is a boat, and right now, and oh man, it's so weird. And I didn't think, yeah, very sorry. And it's just so like, and it threw me off a lot because I was like, I've seen movies like this, but I wasn't prepared to see it in this movie. I don't know why. I thought this was an American movie, for some reason. But these guys in a mine, and like they do some of the dumbest stuff, and it's of course the greatest horror tropes ever. You know, let's go down into a deep dark mine. For fun.
Bro, I was so anxious during that entire scene. I was just like, I would not go down there. And what a terrible. By the way, everything's fucking broken, and there's a maniac loose in this fucking, like, that's so fucking scary.
You can light a match in the methane, and
this one dude's like using it as an opportunity. The chick is like, "Yo, let's go bone," and I'm like, "We're in this dirty ass mine, cold ass dirty mine."
Have other places. There are other places to do that. It was so much stuff in this movie that I was just like, just made no sense whatsoever. Like none. And I'm like, why are you doing half the stuff you do? But it's okay. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of mad now that I know that there's an uncut version now, because I missed some kills. There was apparently some decent kills.
Bruh,
I like the hanging guy. I like the hanging thing that happened.
Dude, in the uncut version, the hanging pops off his fucking head. Yeah.
I got the impression that happened because when his body fell, you didn't see his head with it.
Yeah, but you see it.
Oh God!
Yeah, look it up. There's a YouTube video that shows you all the uncut footage, and I'm just like, I was robbed on Amazon Prime, man.
Completely robbed, man. Yeah. I feel. I watched it and I was like, where are these kills, man? Because they were cutting away from like the lady in the laundromat and the dryer.
Bro, that scene uncut, like. He looks at her and she keeps rolling around for a few seconds. It's like so effed up, man. That's scary.
But that's the stuff I was expecting, but I didn't get it. So right now, because I watched it the way I watched it, I'm not really. It's okay. I mean, you know, Canadians.
One thing I do like about the laundromat scene is, I was like, why is this guy sniffing? You know, he's like. Yeah.
He's smelling.
And then he notices that all the hearts are turned upside down. I was like, well, first of all, what amazing like attention to detail by the killer, you know, to go and turn every single heart upside down. But he's like, I was like, what's he sniffing for? And then he like the lady she's in the dryer. And I'm like, oh my goodness, now I get it. Like that's got to smell pretty terrible.
Oh yeah. And I'm sorry, the reveal that makes me mad. I'm not gonna talk about it just yet, but that makes me mad because it's like. It's out of nowhere, and you're
the dumbest reveal too.
Really,
it's the dumbest reveal. I would appreciate it if it was more of the legend. You know, what I'm saying?
I kind of guessed who it was. Like like kind of when someone disappeared, I was like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Well, have you ever seen 2001's Valentine?
No.
All right, well, that's the shitty ass movie that me and Dylan are talking about tomorrow night on Dylan's Horror Show. And let me tell you, David Boreanaz. It's not a shitty movie. Let me be honest, but we'll talk more about it tomorrow. But it's got like the shittiest reveal out there. Denise Richards is in it. Anyway, speaking of Denise Richards, Mike one time did a Photoshop for somebody who was a big fan of Denise Richards. Mike, what do you think overall about My Bloody Valentine from 1981?
Well, this is my first time watching it, so I mean, it's a slasher film, so it's pretty like it's cookie cutter. Like insert. I think we were robbed on a lot of the kills. I watched the Amazon Prime version also. But then, like I said, when I got back, when I started looking at the uncut stuff, like because you only get to see the water coming out of her mouth from the side, but that shower death.
The shower scene, yeah.
Yeah, so we actually get to see the head go through it. And I was just kind of like.
See that stuff.
I had the uncut version in the intro, if you guys noticed, just so you know.
Yeah.
And then somebody had mentioned Hollis getting done dirty. And that was like, well, it was not. It sucks to see him go, but like I wish he could have died better. Like of all the things that the way that people died, and it's just like he
died the worst.
The uncut version of his death is so crazy because first of all, you see a nail through the temple, and then he hits the nail through the temple, and he's like this. Then he loads it up again. That's what you see in the uncut version. It's him loading it. Then he hits him square like right here, and then he just kind of like. He's all bloody and he starts stumbling out, and that's when he comes across the others. And dude, every death is more elaborate in the uncut version. Like seriously, like the random old bartender that goes to scare the kids.
Yeah.
He gets a pickaxe through here and out the eyeball, and his eyeball pops out, bruh. And it's like, and he drags him away by his eye.
Yeah, I saw.
Why did we see that? Why is that not a regular version?
Well, I mean, me and Robbie had talked about it earlier, and it was just like the Canadian Film Board is a little more stricter on things than the United States Film Board. So, like, to get this movie made on R, they had to cut it back. Where in America,
especially in '81,
in America, like it was like we could go this far, but in Canada, you got to go this far.
Yeah, but even in America, they eventually cut it down. Like America in the late '80s and on is kind of like on the same level of this one, I would say.
Right. Yeah, and like I said, there was like it would have been nice to see a lot of the deaths. It was fun. It was enjoyable. There is those your main characters are essentially your character development. Like Axel, you get some development, and TJ, like that's the only character development you get. So everybody else is just kind of there.
Right. Which one was the dude that looked like Robbie Robertson from the band? The main guy, was that TJ or was that
TJ?
That's TJ.
That's
like,
TJ.
dude,
The blonde dude is Axel.
I kept going. He looks so familiar to me, and I kept going. Oh, it's because to me he looks like Robbie Robertson from the band, like 100%, dude. I thought that was him.
I cannot remember. I thought it was. He was the guy that was supposed Dougray Scott. I thought it was a young Dougray Scott.
Yeah.
He looked like
Not
Dougray
81.
Scott.
He'd been a kid, Dougray. Yeah.
But I was just kind of like, young Dougray Scott, like early film. But apparently, the guy that played TJ was 31 years old, and everybody else was like 18. So
it's hilarious.
But that was also kind of when you start looking into looking into who these people are, and you just start noticing the age differences. Like, oh, this guy's 30. This guy's 25. All these girls are 18.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like,
I just remember really liking Hollis's mustache, thinking that TJ looked like Robbie Robertson from the band. And the uncut version does sound much more gangster. Speaking of the uncut version being more gangster, the uncut version of PCP can be solidified in one word, and that's Brooks. Brooks, what'd you think about this movie? And was it worth renting on YouTube?
Is that how I watched it?
It's like a very kind of basic slasher premise. It wasn't boring, I thought it was all right. The characters were pretty good. I didn't want most of them to die. But
I did want most of them to die. In fact, when that air horn guy died, I was so excited. That guy was so fucking
He needed to
there are some that you're like,
Howard.
That was a good death. That was a good death.
Yeah,
Howard.
I can let that guy go. Like the lady in the laundromat was
I know.
kind of a sad one,
dude. And the sad thing is, like, she later on, the sheriff or the chief or whatever gets the fucking Valentine, the real candies from her. Oh my goodness,
It's so sad.
that's so fucking sad.
It's like, oh, Mabel.
So you liked it overall, Brooks?
Yeah, I think it was worth a watch.
Good. It's definitely one of the best Valentine themes movies I've ever seen. I mean, this dude literally kills people with a pickaxe and carves out their hearts and then sends it to people in a candy box. That's like pretty freaking like on the nose Valentine right there. And I really like it. We're celebrating Valentine's Day, by the way, the only way we know how to here at Pop Culture Philosophers, and that's with a horror film. So let's talk about the characters. I think a lot of the characters seem kind of, a lot of people would say the performances are forgettable, but I don't think the characters are forgettable. I really like these characters. I like how excited they are coming off of a hard day's work at the mine, showering together, dicks flinging around, and they're all just like, yeah, let's drink some beer, bro. Like, it's the most novel. Like, it feels like when we were like in our early 20s, we'd be like, what are you doing tonight? I don't know. What are you doing? Getting shit?
We used to all gather at your house. We all shower together. Remember that?
we the idea like, well, we're gonna get shit faced tonight, and it's kind of got that Dazed and Confused feel where they're like party at the moon tower, but it's party at the mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, by the way, party at the mine, cool, because they were partying in an above ground rec area. That was cool. Why did anybody ever want to go in that mine? Like when they were riding the mine cart, I'm like, that seems cool, but that seems like one of the scariest fucking things. Imagine you and some friends alone in the middle of the fucking night in a dark ass closed mine, going down a mine. Like, I don't know. Woo. Like, that's why I kind of like this movie, but the characters, My favorite character is Hollis. Why is that mustache? It's the fact that he really stands out to me in this movie as being the good guy. He's and one of my favorite things is the most unattractive dude in the movie has like the most attractive woman in the movie, and they don't explain it, and I just love it. I just think it's absolutely amazing, and I think that if this would have gotten sequels, right, it would have been a big mistake if they would have done sequels not to have Hollis somehow resurrect and be the Reggie Bannister of the My Bloody Valentine franchise. 100%. Speaking of the Reggie Bannister of the PCP franchise, that's John Hammertime Holshoe. John, what's your favorite character and performance in this film?
I kind of have compassion for TJ because Paul Kalman, because remember they talk about how he left and he moved back, like he went out west, almost like he was going to California or something. They don't really say where out west is. I mean, if you're in Nova Scotia,
Vancouver.
yeah. So they say I went out west and he failed out west and he came back, and you kind of feel bad for him because his girl Sarah, they alluded that they had a relationship beforehand. Now she's with Axel, and he doesn't take it very easy. He's kind of a douche about the whole thing.
By the way, nobody plays shuffleboard like that. Like, you ain't winning if you're just like,
Yeah.
That's not how you do it.
You apparently don't know Canadian shuffleboard. The rules of Canadian. So I kind of like his character. Like, they tried to. There's bits and pieces, especially with like Sarah's like walk on the beach where she's got to like think about life or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They try to develop these characters, but they don't really have time to develop them because they got to quickly switch over to the focus on the killings. So there's not a whole lot of depth. But you're right that I do like the mayor and I do like the sheriff, and that is heartbreaking when he gets the chocolate box.
Yeah.
So
you can't pick all the characters, just so you know, John. Okay, you picked your one. That's fine. By the way, the mayor, when he gets a chocolate box, he's like, "It can't be happening again." Yeah. Like, what a weird scene, but it was effective. It was effective.
That was TJ's dad. That's connecting.
Yeah, it was connecting.
So I like TJ, even though you're right, he's in his 30s and they're all teens, but he looks like he's the only one that seemed kind of out of place. I'm like, is he this guy's dad?
I really thought he was Robbie Robertson from the band, and they're Canadian. So I was like, damn, dude, did he de-age and then star in this movie after the band broke up? Anyway, speaking of the band breaking up, when the band does break up, Jelani's going on a solo career. It's going to be called Star Man, not Star Boy, Star Man. By the way, The Weeknd is a new artist. I've never heard of him until recently. He's awesome. Jelani, what do you think? What's one of your characters? Your favorite characters in the movie?
The Weeknd has been around for like years, man. He dated like Selena Gomez and stuff. It was like a big deal.
Who the fuck's Selena Gomez?
Oh wow, it doesn't matter.
What's a TikTok?
Anyhow, my favorite character in this movie, of course, is the minor killer.
Nice, Harry. Right, not Harry. I don't know. Spoilers.
It's Harvey, but it's not really Harvey. But Harvey. But it's Harvey. But the creativeness of those kills, like, I really wish. I feel like I was robbed. Yeah, you're right. I really want to see those kills because it looked like he was doing some damage to these people, like ruining some lives. And you don't even see, like, there's a couple the couple that snuck off, like, you don't even see them die. They just have stuff in their back, or in the guy's back, and
in the uncut version, you still don't see them die, but you see more of the aftermath. It's do you watch? Just type in My Bloody Valentine uncut scenes, and you'll see
check it out.
It's pretty cool.
But I like how he set them up because, like, only the killer would know what they were doing. Only the killer would participate in what's going on. And it feels like he was just like, well, screw them all. He must not like anyone. That guy must have not like anyone for them to die like that. So, especially, I'm not trying to ruin it, but, you're in contact with these people sometimes all the time.
Yeah.
And, like, you're cool. And then you're not cool.
But the idea, by the way, of PCP movie night is that you've watched the film. If you haven't watched the film, bro.
All right then.
So the killer is Axel.
Killer is Axel.
Yeah.
And it's out of nowhere. And they should have done. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna give me that, you tell me up front. You tell me up front that
Dude,
kid
they give
was
you that
under
like
the bed.
really. They give you that really quick flashback to be like,
Yeah,
he was like,
see, the kid was under the bed hiding from his dad.
yeah.
And Harvey comes and kills his dad in front of him. He freaks out, becomes the killer.
It's like a goddamn. It's like a Silent Night, Deadly Night type thing, man.
How are you telling me now? Give me hints. Give me hints that it was his dad that died. I don't remember that happened, but it should have been like, yeah, his dad died during this whole mining thing and blah blah blah, or his dad and TJ's dad were like friends or whatever. Give me something to be like piecing it together. But I knew when he fell in the water. When he fell in the water, I was like, yeah, he's the killer.
Yeah, that's not a real death.
That's not a real death. I didn't see it. I didn't see him die. It's just glub glub water.
He also said, he's like, oh, no one survived that. That water's 65 feet deep. People can fucking swim, dude. What?
Yeah.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Jump in and save him. I can't
Does
swim.
he just sink to the fucking bottom?
Yeah.
They do allude at part of it that it could be TJ. We know it's not, but it kind of feels like they're kind of, because there's scenes where he goes away.
Yeah, they're trying to. Yeah, they're projecting that it's TJ throughout.
Yeah, they mislead you on purpose.
And it's a good bait and switch. I mean, I get it. By the time when they were like friends again and trying to go into the mine to help out, and like they're like buddies, I was like, it's one of you.
Yeah, right.
And then when Axel disappeared for no reason, I was like, it's Axel. And then when it happened, I was like, oh yeah, I was right. And they're like, Harvey died 5 years ago.
Yeah,
so
the character of the miner is a really cool slasher look.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great look. It's not like the hockey mask. It's not the Michael Myers mask. It's not the Freddy makeup, but it does stand out. And the pickaxe, it all makes sense. It's creepy. The setting is creepy.
Mm-hmm.
This really, I don't understand why out of everything that got like all the slasher movies in the 80s, all the shitty slasher movies that got multiple sequels. We're talking about Slumber Party Massacres. We're talking about Silent Night, Deadly Nights, things we recently just talked about over at Dylan's Horror show. And why no other My Bloody Valentine? It's astounding. It's astounding to me. Well, what about you, Mike? What's a character you'd like to highlight?
I'm going to talk about the sheriff because I hate the sheriff.
What?
The sheriff is a fucking idiot.
Yes, he is.
Like, they get the first heart, and they're like, okay, keep it quiet. Don't say nothing. Like we don't want to cause a panic. Like, you dumbass, then call. I think he just handled everything wrong. And it was just one of those, just like, oh my God, like, seriously?
Bro, I think the moment that he found, obviously, the person that he loved, right? Or there's this unrequited love between him and that lady that got killed in the laundromat.
Right.
I think once that happened, he was useless.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, I would be like, call the national, like, once, if it was me,
call the National Guard.
Call the National Guard.
Call the
Mounties. Call whoever you have to call. Like, bring everybody in to like find this dude, and then send them over. Like, okay, like, I need somebody to go check on this guy because we just had 2 people die. Like, do this now. Like, what the hell?
She didn't want to do that. They were calling it mental institution. That woman was like not helpful at all.
No, like that's what you just got to get in the car.
He didn't explain himself. He didn't explain himself.
I'm the sheriff. This is what's going on. Like, we had this dude killed dude killed like 8 people. Like, we need to find him now. Like, I need the answers now. Like,
dude, I love that moment, by the way, when they finally have their confirmed deaths at that party at the mine, and they all just immediately like freak the fuck out and they get the goddamn shit out of there. That's one of the first horror movies where you see the majority of the cast do exactly the right thing. Get the fuck up out of there, man.
Why don't we stay and investigate?
They were like,
let's go down into
what?
the mine. Nobody did that.
They got killed? We're fucking out of here, man. And they fucking haul ass, bro, out of that fucking place.
And then look at the end. Like, this is why I hate the sheriff. Like, my favorite character was Hollis. Like, Robbie nailed it. Like, I can identify with Hollis because, we both big guys. And like sometimes I wish I
Hollis
got
is a bit bigger than you, brother. You're more big as far as fucking like the Thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
But then it's one of those things too, where it's just kind of like my dumb ass would have fought the killer. at some
yeah,
point
and
in
you would have
time.
got a nail gun through. You would have done exactly what Hollis did, probably, but you would have fucking fought him while
Yeah, I
you got
would've-
the nail guns through your fucking.
Yeah, I'm gonna just my hands around that throat. I'm not letting go. So, but like the sheriff, like everybody shows up at the end. Like, look at that raiding party coming down into the mine for one guy. Like, where have they been the whole entire time?
They get the whole goddamn town out there, right?
Like,
All-
they needed to be done after the second death, and like, Jesus.
Well, he didn't know about. I mean, okay, you're right, because he didn't get really involved until those kids, or they're not kids. These are like 20, 30-year-old people, right?
They're teenagers.
They're acting like teenagers. They're young.
They're young
They
college
are
students.
not teenagers.
They're
bro.
not teenagers.
Young college students.
These are full grown
These dudes
adults.
look so. Oh, you tell me Hollis is 18?
Hollis might be 22.
Oh shit!
He's like,
Whatever.
They're
remember-
Canadian drinking age.
yeah, the Canadian dream.
Whatever that is.
What's that? 8? I don't fucking know.
I think back then it was 18.
Yeah, it was
But
probably
still,
young.
those cats are not 18. Anyway, even if they're in their 20s, I'm just saying he didn't really get involved until they came and told him 2 people just got killed at the mine, and now the other people are stuck there trying to get the other people that are lost in the mine because those dumbasses decided to go down into the mine. Now, I really think out of all of us here, I honestly think that all of us would go into the mine in the middle of the night, except for Jelani.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
You
Brooks
are
would probably be the one that was the
correct.
least scared. So, Brooks, what's a character you'd like to spotlight? Brooks would be like, y'all a bunch of pussies. You don't want to go into this mine?
It's just a hole in the ground.
Nope. Pass.
What was the name? What was the name of the guy that looks like Monterey Jack with the glasses,
Hollis.
and the
Hollis.
mustache?
Hollis.
Yeah, he was my favorite. Like somebody
He was
already talked about him.
24, by the way, when that was filmed.
Like he's the only one who really stands out to me. Like a lot of the characters in this movie are just character types pretty much. You got the girlfriend. You got main lead dude. You got like other dude. It's like his romantic rival. Like a lot of you have the goofball. Like a lot of the characters in this movie are pretty bland, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hollis stood out, and he felt good-natured. And
Yeah,
Brooks,
like
would you agree that he was
probably
probably the most unattractive guy on set, but he had the most attractive woman on set? Like his girlfriend was like the hottest chick out of all of them, I thought. Like I was just like, I love that they don't explain this. Like, because personality, character counts a lot, y'all. It really does. So let us take that from this movie, right, Brooks?
Fucked either way.
I was gonna say maybe there's something in Canada that we don't know down here in the States. So if any of our Canadian
Sorry.
Army members can fill us in, it might help.
Honestly, I think the most attractive dude was TJ because I thought he looked like Robbie Robertson from the band. Anyway, my other favorite character is Robbie Robertson from the band. He was one of my favorite pieces of that entire outfit. Anyway, what do you think about the style and structure of the film? I think it's actually got a great pace to it. I think it does kind of slow down a little bit when they get into the mine, right? I think it has a good build up with like them finding the hearts and the slow build up and the idea that they're ignoring the problem. The younger people in the community don't care about the old legend, and maybe the seriousness of it hasn't been stressed enough. And then it goes into
scenario,
right, and then it goes
Yeah.
into the party, and that's when it really starts picking up. And it goes into the mine. I think it lingers there maybe too much, but aside from just a slight mispace here and there, I think it's wonderfully paced, excellently written. I think it's a pretty solid film. I think it's beautifully done. All the mining scenes look great. The cinematography is cool. So what do you think about the style and structure, Holshoe?
I think it's Canadian shit. No. It's fine. I mean, it works. I don't know how original it was in 81, but it's very much there's a bad guy. We're ignoring the bad guy. We're going to have a party. The bad guy shows up and starts killing everybody. Sort of a generic formula that's in a lot of horror films, but it works. I like the cinematography. I haven't seen the uncut version. I think I would enjoy that more. I think the few complaints I have would be resolved by It felt like it was. I saw it on Amazon Prime, so it felt like it was like a made-for-TV movie, or like when Friday the 13th is on like TBS or TNT or something, they cut the shit out of it. I'm like, I don't remember Friday the 13th being only 12 minutes long. Like, what the heck?
No, I felt the same way, but I did look up those uncut scenes, and I'm very excited to check out the Scream Factory. The Scream Factory has recently released it, and this week released the Steelbook edition. And if you know anything about horror movies, I'm sure we'll be talking about this tomorrow night on Dylan's Horror Show. But hashtag where's Dylan? But I hope he's okay. I hope we have a Dylan's Horror Show tomorrow. But I was literally just talking to him like 2 hours ago, which is crazy.
Okay, good.
He got by the minor.
The uncut version seems like it's going to be like it really because if you watch a slasher film, you're very forgiving of some things like bad acting and poor story or underdeveloped characters. But you trade that off for good kills, especially in 1981, right? Before the MPAA or whatever really started hacking slash, horror movies, which was kind of like 85 and onwards, right? All that early 80s stuff is pretty freaking gory in America, but with the Canadian censors, they're kind of related to the UK censors. And remember, they thought Frankenstein's monster tossing a girl into the lake was like too much, so they labeled Evil Dead a video nasty. So I understand it, but I'm really excited to get that uncut version. Check it out. Speaking of uncut gems, Adam Sandler was in that film. Jelani, what do you think about the style and structure of this film?
I am an uncut gem. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I mean, it was all right. Like I said, the kills. I wish if I'd seen the kills, I think I would have enjoyed this movie a hell of a lot more. It's just not.
I really feel bad because it's like we're reviewing this rated R version of this film, and the uncut one's out there, and I feel bad because I feel like we would have mostly given it more positive reviews.
I just can't. Yeah.
Exactly.
I can't because
I got must have been uncut because it had all the kills in it.
Yeah, you paid for it.
Yeah, you see the dude get his
off YouTube. So
you see the guy,
the one I got must be the.
You saw the guy get his eyeball pickaxe through and all that.
Yeah.
You lucky so and so.
Bro, you got the best
man.
version.
I want to see stuff like that.
Yeah,
I hate eye stuff. Yeah, out of all of us. Man, but like it was like a TV movie. It felt like a TV movie with like kind of kills, and you're like you kind of see some stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I really get. It feels like I got cheated. So, but the story's all right. You got a bunch of dumb kids doing dumb kid shit, and they pay the price for it, like you always do, because there's a killer that's honestly amongst you that like didn't want to kill before this. I don't get it. I'm sure they had Valentine's Day parties after the. Was this the first
because the guys that were supposed to be in charge left to go to a Valentine's Day dance.
Yeah,
that's why he was stuck down there and had to eat his buddies.
No. What I'm saying is
like no more Valentine's Day, you motherfuckers.
But then they did another party. That's what I'm saying. They had a party then. Like immediately following, and you're like, oh well.
I think Axel just used an excuse. He was pissed off about TJ coming back, stealing his woman, and so he just used it as an excuse to kill those people. And because I think he was going after TJ and probably Sarah or something. That's what I think.
He should have just killed TJ then. Why are you killing like 58
Maybe
people?
He wanted to make it look like the killer was back, so he killed a bunch of people. I don't know, man.
No, he did want it to make it look like that killer, that the original killer was back. That's and I think he did that on purpose, trying to kind of hide the fact.
Because they all thought he was initially.
So, but yeah, it's all that stuff, and it's a decent story. I get it. I totally get it. I wish I had more clues to him being the killer going forward, and I really wish I'd seen those kills. And other than that,
I think next Valentine's Day we all meet back up here and we review it again, but we'll watch the uncut.
Yeah, sounds fair. Because I do feel cheated.
What about you, Mike? What do you think about the style and structure of the film?
Style and structure? I mean, it's a plug-and-play slasher to me, really. There's not a lot of style and structure to it. I thought it was paced really well. It flowed pretty good, like you said, up until the mine. And then it just kind of slowed down a little bit. And then it kind of – but it was kind of nice on that point where you started getting a little bit of the creep factor of like what's going on. It's dark, and so I think that slow pace in the mind actually worked a lot better for it. I wouldn't have done it the whole entire time. The costume for the miner is pretty unique, and I dug it. I thought it was better than the hockey mask, and the Halloween mask. It's more.
How dare you?
It's a lot creepier. Like the mere fact that you don't. Like
it could be any of those guys. That's the thing too.
It could be anybody, but like the main thing that they always made a point to do is the reflection. Like so, the last thing that you see is your reflection in those goggles.
Yeah.
So you're gonna watch your own self die. That's like I thought the costume was great on that part, but style and structure of everything, like it's kind of like the hot dogs that I'm eating. Like it's just kind of basic.
Are they boiled hot dogs?
They're boiled hot dogs done Montreal style.
By the way,
I hate boiled hot dogs.
What about me too? But what about when they pull the fucking heart out of the boiled hot dogs and they're just like, "What's that?" And they just toss it aside.
Look at Howard just making a joke again. Oh, Howard's so crazy. And then the guys open the fridge and the body's underneath. Like I really like. We don't learn a lot about that character, but like he got his face boiled. But
dude, by the way, that scene in the uncut version, way better.
Because, like, okay, so you see him get his head boiled.
Argento cut of this movie.
That's all. But is his face all cut up?
Yeah, it looks like it's cut up.
What happens in the uncut version, they show you the under view of it, right? Like with him, like his face in the water, and you see his skin like burning, peeling away, and then he dies. So
in other words, like. I just need to put skin on this hot dog to get that full effect that they had.
Man, my favorite way of cooking hot dogs on a frying pan, I'm not even going to lie, except for a grill. I don't have a grill here. Speaking of,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of not having a grill, Brooks, do you have a grill?
Actually, I do. I haven't used it in a while, though.
Well, speaking of having a grill and not using it in a while, Brooks, what do you think about the style and structure of this film?
I think it was good. It was, typical 80s slasher style, I bet it's a good atmosphere. Like, you have the town all gussied up for Valentine's Day.
It's all just paper hearts and fucking ribbons.
There's fucking hearts every fucking where.
I was like, this town goes ham on fucking Valentine's Day, man.
And like the mine is like a really good spot to, build a lot of tension, It's like it's a fucking dark hole underground and you got this crazy fucker coming at you. Could just pop out from any fucking tunnel,
Yeah.
So I thought it was a good atmosphere, for a movie like this, like a slasher.
I do think it provides great atmosphere. First of all, so it's got this very Canadian style. We recently probably reviewed the greatest Canadian horror film, which is Black Christmas. So it kind of feels a little bit like that. I don't think it feels as refined, but remember the biggest, most successful Canadian film of all time is Porky's by the same director of Black Christmas, right? This kind of feels like an amalgam of the two, right? Like it's not as subversive or as in your face as Porky's, and it's not as refined and classy as something like Black Christmas, I would say. Even though Black Christmas is a rather vulgar film. I think, right. And the killer and Billy,
and the killer,
and I think that this kind of resides in that middle ground, and I do think the atmosphere is great. I think the cinematography is great. Before we move on, because we don't have much to speak on the music on this one, to be honest, let's talk about that. But Mike, as a photographer, what did you think about the cinematography and how they made the atmosphere come across in the small town and in particular in the mine?
I thought it was great. Like they had I watched the version on Prime, so I don't know how it is compared to the uncut version of how much they cleaned it up, but it is very dark. Like even like the shooting, the old grainy. It's a very dark film. Like I said, like the guy when he falls, like you can barely see. Like you see him fall, but you kind of lose it. Like when he's in the water, like you don't. So it's like it was very dark, and so it was very hard to follow because I couldn't. Like when Hollis died, I was like, how the hell did he die? Like I just could see something in the hand, so I just assumed that it was a gun and not a nail gun.
Gotcha.
So I was like, that's kind of shitty. Like he got shot. Everybody else is getting stabbed. You're like, what a way to go. But no, it was shot very dark and very confusing. So I don't know if there's a difference between that and the uncut version. But I kind of liked it. I didn't like it, but I did like the dark confusion because it's just kind of like, what the fuck's going? Like, oh, there's somebody just fell to their death. Who was that? What happened? What's going on? And you don't really get to see the survivors until the very end.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha. All right. Let's talk about the music. The music was done by Paul Zaza, and he did a lot of Canadian movies. And for instance, he did My Bloody Valentine. He did Porky's as well, which came out after this, or right after this. Came out the same year Porky's did. He did American Nightmare. He did the score on Christmas Story. So that's pretty cool. He did the score on Prom Night 2 and 3. He did the score on Flesh Gordon Meets the Cosmic Cheerleaders, which is a movie I've never really heard of, but I feel like I need to watch it. He did the score on Prom Night 4 as well. 1992's Blown Away. He did the score on 1991 classic cult film that John, I called you Jean, like you were French.
Jean.
John really likes Popcorn. This is the same composer.
Oh, fuck. I love Popcorn.
Yeah, and he did Blindside. He did The Brain. Lots of cool stuff. Meatballs 3, Summer Job, which may have been the first Meatballs film I ever saw. So he's got some work, including Iron Eagle 4, y'all.
Ha!
Very excited about that. But I'll be honest with you. You know I'm always stressing the importance of music in these films. Music in this film was kind of forgettable. It didn't stand out. It didn't do anything exceptional. I think he's done better work on some other things, including the Prom Night sequels. But I honestly, even listening to it as an isolated score, it doesn't stand out amongst the Harry Manfredis or the, I can't remember the guy right now who did Reanimator. But you know, it doesn't stand out. It kind of just, it's kind of mediocre for me. What are your thoughts on the music, if any, John? I mean, yeah, John.
I'm in the same boat. It's not bad by any means, but it's kind of forgettable. Like, it's serviceable. And basically the same thing the ladies said about Me in Bed. Like, not bad, but you wouldn't remember it.
Yeah, right.
What about you? Yeah.
What about you? What about you, Jelani?
I mean, I think it was clever to have a song at the end. That Valentine's, that corny Valentine's song at the end.
I forgot about that song.
I watched all the credits because I was like, "Are you for real?"
It's like when you get to the end of Roadhouse and you just got to follow through.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta watch this. I guess this is it. Maybe the miner comes out again and he's like, "What did you do?"
Skeletor pops out of the water. You're like, what the fuck?
What? I missed that. So yeah, I mean that was all right, I guess, because it was all funny and telling the story of the Bloody Valentine. Or I don't even remember the song anymore. But I was like,
it was so on the nose.
Yeah,
like, it was so on the nose, like the Big Trouble in Little China song with John Carpenter and them, when they're like, "It's big trouble in Little China." Like, you stretch so fucking hard to make it fit. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of stretching to make it fit, Mike, what do you think about the music in the film?
Oh, Jesus.
Take that how you will, John.
Very unforgettable.
Do you say unforgettable?
Yeah, man, they had that Guitar Man song on there. Don't you remember it? The song was amazing. Sounds like they were channeling Jerry Reed at the time.
I'm lost. What are we talking about?
My Bloody Valentine. They had the one song that they
Are you talking about at the end?
The Guitar Man song. It sounds like an old Jerry Reed song, man.
What's the TikTok? Anyway, tell us what you think about the music. Don't just weird stretch, Mike. You got to tell us what you think about it.
Well, no, apparently everybody forgot that song. So
apparently,
it's piano, strings, your basic, just boring, nonchalant horror kind of theme. So, except for the country and the bluegrass song. So, like, it was like it could have been that could have been for any movie.
When did the bluegrass song happen? What are you talking about? Who the fuck is Jerry Reed? I'm looking it up. Guitar Man, 1967. Eastbound and Down.
Yeah, but
Eastbound and
I said
Down.
it's very.
Okay.
It's like Jerry. It's like Jerry Reed.
Jerry Reed was the guy that was in freaking Smoking the Bandit. He was the one
Yeah.
driving the truck.
Yeah, y'all want to know something? Y'all want to know something I've never
Man,
really
he's
told
been in-
anybody? Y'all want to know something I've never really told anybody?
You never watched that movie.
Never watched
I've
Smoking the
never
Bandit.
watched any Smoking
Are
the
you
Bandit.
kidding me?
No.
That's
And you
terrible.
want a Trans Am, you fucking traitor.
You
No, I
Man.
want I want Johnny Lawrence's Firebird. That's what I
Hey.
fucking want.
Which
You
is
still
a
have to
Trans Am because it's just like the band. It's the one that the Bandit
You
had.
still have to watch every movie with a Trans Am in it.
I cannot believe you ever watched Smokey and the Bandit.
I've never watched it.
And you have
I've
family
never.
members that may have loved Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, they love it, bro. My family loves that movie. I've
I
never
don't
seen it.
understand.
I'm pretty sure I saw it when I was a kid, but I don't remember it. But I haven't
Sally
seen it since I was a
Field.
kid.
Man, he
John
makes
Doe.
he makes a cameo in Cannonball Run.
Yeah, the Cannonball Run. It's man.
I've never seen Cannonball Run either.
Oh,
Okay, that's the month.
That's
That's the month of
entertaining.
May. Cannonball Run and Smoking the
gotta
Bandit.
watch
all
Smoking
month
the
of
So
May.
I think since May's my birthday month, we need to theme it with movies that I haven't seen that I should have.
Yeah, Smoking the Bandit, Cannonball 1 and 2.
yeah.
Where
I
we
agree.
got to do the whole Smoking the Bandit franchise? What was there? 3 of them?
Yes, 3.
There are 3 of them.
I'm gonna write that down. Smokey and Cannonball, right?
Yeah.
God,
All
Burt
right, we'll do
Reynolds is the beast.
I've never
man.
seen it. I've never seen it, man. I'll be honest. As
I
shit. dude.
love those movies, man.
I've seen The Longest Yard. Anyway,
It's good, but that's
Brooks.
not it.
Brooks, what do you think about the music in the film, if anything?
It was all right. I mean, it seems to be like kind of a recurring thing with movies. It is all right, but it serves the atmosphere. It has, it does its job pretty much. But I can't say as I remember much of it, truthfully.
All right. That makes sense. I mean, honestly, if you look at his career, I think he's done other work that's better, but it's just kind of okay. Anyway, what's this movie trying to say? First of all, it's not trying to say a lot, but it is trying to say something. It's trying to say something about relationships. It's trying to say something about small town Canada. It's trying to say something. What I do like about the film, to me, is that it does stress the idea of the blue collar community, right? So I really feel like it's kind of painting this picture of a very small, tight-knit mining town, blue collar, all that kind of jazz, right? So I really feel that. I'm not going to go so far as to say that this movie is about the plight of the worker, though there are elements there that could lean into that. But I think it leans harder into its love triangle. But there is an element there of the blue collar struggle that's going on, and how you kind of make the best of it as a familial unit, right? Like they get out of that mine and they're all dirty as shit, and they go shower together, dicks slinging all over the fucking place, and they're like, let's go get fucked up and shitty. We all worked at the theater together. That was the mentality that we had. So it kind of captures this working, like imagine a whole community where like there's so many communities like in West Virginia and Pittsburgh, Detroit, up in Michigan, where industry makes the town. And if it leaves, it's dead, And so this feels to me almost like a town near the verge of it, and I really like and appreciate that tone. And I think that's what it's trying to say to me, because I'm reaching, but it's what's the movie trying to say, John, to you?
I don't know, man. There's definitely that you can never go home again. Look at TJ coming back, and then his woman's with somebody else, and people are being murdered, and his house is gone, and there's a convenience store there. I'm thinking of that's a different movie. That was Gross Point Blank. Remember, you can never go home again, but you can shop there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do see that though. I do feel that. So I grew up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
The rabbit.
And that was an area that there wasn't a lot of jobs or opportunity. And what you did in your community, there was a bar, and you all hung out at the bar afterwards. Like everybody hung out. There was nothing else to do. You went there and you got drunk. There was literally nothing.
And at the bar is just some old dude who just tells fucking scary ass stories all night. Like what a weird. That's a weird character, right?
It's like the guy, if the Sayer from Friday the 13th owned a bar.
You're all gonna die.
Valentine.
Yeah.
And he sets up a whole gimmick.
Yeah. And And by the way, like, what happened to that thing? Like, he just kept opening the door like a dumbass. And I'm like, what are you doing, man?
He's drunk as shit, bro.
Gonna be there to kill you.
You know, he drank 24 moose heads.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of moose heads, what were you saying, John?
I hope they find out, like, there was no killer. He got drunk and he poked himself. He killed himself accidentally while opening that door. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the whole thing was a fucking delusion. The guy was a drunk. Anyway, yeah, so I side with you. I mean, I do see that, this sense of community, and there's nothing else to do, and so you just get drunk together. But other than that, I don't know. I wasn't seeing a whole lot into the film. There wasn't like this, there's some films.
It's not trying, bro.
Yeah, I've watched films before, and I've had to kind of rethink my existence, or I can't sleep because it's been stuck in my head. This wasn't those movies. I watched it and fell right to sleep.
I do honestly think, and by the way, station at TK's Batcave, I thought TK was going to be joining us tonight, but then we never found Dylan. I don't know where Dylan is. I hope he's okay. I'm really getting concerned for our brother now. Check on Dylan, TK. Let me know if he's okay, because I haven't heard from him. He's supposed to be here tonight. Nope, that's not him. Anyway, I do feel like trying to focus on the everyday, like this movie spends a lot of time in its first act telling you the daily life of a miner. So I think they're obviously trying to lean into that. The director of the film, who is the director? It's George Mahakia. What else did he do? He did, see, anything of note. I don't know any of these other films, y'all, but he had a career up until today. He's doing he did a film called Black Christmas Legacy. It's weird.
Oh,
I think that's a documentary. I think he does documentaries about Canadian horror films now. Anyway, Delaney, what's this movie trying to say to you?
I don't know. Don't steal another man's girl or he'll go crazy and kill all his friends. I don't know, man. It's so weird. It's like I can't really say what the theme is for this movie, but like the driving motivation is this guy. I'm just so fixated on Axel because I'm like, he's an enigma to me. Like he's the guy. He won. You know what I'm saying? He's got the girl. And
how did he live at the end?
He just lost his mind. I don't know what that was. He's like, oh, TJ came back. Now I gotta kill everybody. And I'm like, come on, bro.
But, I mean, that is pretty much the what's going. First of all, here's the thing. You got to realize, you got to understand. Yeah, he may have won, but you got to understand, dude. The entire movie, what's her name, Sarah? She is totally into TJ.
Yeah,
man.
Sarah.
Yeah.
100%.
It was a consolation prize. Yeah, it was like a but she's still sticking around Axel.
Who wasn't in TJ?
Yeah. Yeah, he was pretty boss. But I don't understand. It's just, don't take his girl and you'll be fine. And you won't kill people. I guess.
Here's a good theme out of that is just, even if you get rejected on Valentine's Day, even if you lose your girl on Valentine's Day, don't go kill a bunch of people.
Don't kill people.
Because it ain't going to end well. It ain't going to end well for you or them.
It's a good thing,
man.
2 days before Valentine's Day, and I think people need to hear that.
Yeah, right? Speaking of a great message to hear 2 days before Valentine's Day, Mike, what's this movie trying to say to you?
Eat hot dogs and drink cold beer.
Cold, cheap-ass, watery Canadian beer. Drink it.
That's right.
I think this was I think I paid $8.99 for the 6-pack.
How is
overpaid?
it?
I mean, I got it at Whole Foods. So I'm pretty sure.
Is it organic? Why was it at a Whole Foods? That's so weird.
Exactly.
Well, it says
made with real water and Canadian piss.
Fiercely independent, made in Canada. Surgeon's warning. Imported.
What percentage?
I hate that I missed out on this bit. We should have all
5%.
We should have all had Moosehead tonight.
Dude, I tried to find it and I couldn't find it.
Well, fucking Mike didn't tell anybody that. Mike should have fucking group texted all of us and been like, Mooseheads at Whole Foods.
Well, it also doesn't help.
I didn't think anybody else was going to want to do. I thought I was going to stretch with this. I think anybody else would think of that.
If you go to Moosehead's website and you do a search for like Huntsville, they don't even list a store. So I'm like, oh, maybe they don't sell it.
They're like, what's Alabama?
All right, look,
what's Alabama, eh?
Hey,
okay,
look, I'm going to
We've
Tennessee.
got Molson's.
We need Molson's Golden. Molson's Golden is better than Molson's.
Really?
So yeah,
All right.
Golden's
Hey,
way
Canadian
better.
beer.
Canadian beer is pretty dang good. They got good whiskey too. No, I'm going for whoever is going to be on Boys in the Hood. I'm going to Tennessee to get some St. Ides. If you want one, let me know. I'll pick one up for you. And we all can drink the St. Ides.
Do I have to duct tape it to my hand? Is that the rule? Is that the rule? I got to duct tape.
No, I'm also gonna eat some ribs too. So, like,
bro, if you make some ribs, throw me a plate, man. I'm not even lying.
I'll make you a plate of ribs.
John's got a smoker.
Come over, Mike. We'll smoke some ribs.
Actually, I gotta like.
Come over, Mike. We'll smoke some dubs.
I got a 7-pound brisket I need to cook by the 18th.
We need to do this, man.
So we have a Boys in the Hood fucking barbecue and review.
Yes.
Just set it up and do it all from John's house.
Set it off because they had a barbecue for Doughboy's release at the beginning of the film. We should do that, right? Maybe that's the reason why my computer fucking just shit last week. And maybe that's the reason. So we can have a fucking virtual barbecue.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, PCP Army, next week, by the way, a real quick announcement. But yeah, next week we are doing, allegedly, the Boys in the Hood movie review, and we're doing a virtual barbecue. So cook you up some ribs, some chicken, some whatever you like, and we're gonna do it. Mike's gonna go, and we're all gonna meet at John's place one random night, right? Let's do that, right? Let's go to John's place. You smoke the ribs and shit. I'll go there and I'll smoke some dubs, and we can all just like whatever, and then we all take home a plate, and then we do the movie review. I don't know.
Yeah,
how we'll make it work, but we're gonna do it. Boys in the Hood movie review and barbecue. Fuck it. Why not? In honor of Doughboy. And Doughboy and his release.
John, I might have to come over and do it Thursday, the day before, because it might take a while.
I was like, I don't know how long it takes to
I would say let's just do ribs. It won't take that long. I can't invest into brisket. It's too much fucking time.
No, but I'm saying like if I was going to do the brisket, that's going to take anywhere from like 8 to 12 hours.
Yeah,
the ribs are going to take like 3.
Yeah. Speaking of 8 to 12 hours to smoke out, Brooks, what do you think the movie's trying to say to you?
All these movies like about not shirking your responsibilities. It's like if these dudes had like, done their job properly in the first place, those guys would never got stuck down in that mine. Dude would have never went after revenge and like traumatized a child. Like all these people would be alive, but because these guys were lazy and just in a rush and wanted to get out quicker, Yeah. They ended up like, causing all this problems, man. It's like, especially like if for a job that has that kind of responsibility, like, where people can actually like die or be trapped for a long time like that, like, you can't shirk that kind of responsibility,
Yeah, right. I really like that, man. Always we can count on Brooks to
bring it home.
To bring it home. And I love that the chat's actually joined in tonight. Jay says, what this movie says to me is that it's cheap to film in Canada.
True.
Tomorrow's Cinema, Manuel, Island Boy he is, says, this movie is saying if you're going to kill the dude, your lady is digging onto, do it themed on a holiday so you get the insanity defense on lock, y'all.
Makes sense.
I love it. And Twitch says, this movie is an examination of trauma and how letting it go unaddressed is a harm for everyone in society.
Wow.
Touche. And yes, Brooks is the voice of reason. Out of 5 possible you digs, what do you give this film, John? And you out there in the PCP Army, what do you give My Bloody Valentine 1981? By the way, 1981, the year they gave us Rockin' Robbie and Bodacious Brooks the Magnificent. Just saying that.
I would say I'm going to give it a 3. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't bad by any means. It just wasn't the best horror film. I may adjust that once I see the uncut version. I don't know. It wasn't bad. 3 out of 5 digs.
That's not a bad score. That means it's an average. It's a good, solid film. Worth watching, right?
It's better than the remake. Avoid the remake and just watch this. I think the original is a lot better.
I know. When I was looking up scenes for the intro, and I think there is a scene from the remake in the intro, but whatever. It looked like it has some cool kills. I might still check it out, man, one day. And it's in 3D, John.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I may change my mind on the 3D version. So if anybody's seen the remake in 3D, let me know how the 3D is. Because if they do like the eye popping out or stuff like that in 3D, that might be great.
Yeah. What about you, Jelani? Out of 5
Let's see.
possible you digs, what do you give My Bloody Valentine?
Yeah. Because I was cheated from kills, I'm gonna give it a 2. Because it makes me sad that like there's a lot of killing, and if I watched the uncut version, I may have given it a 5, or maybe even a 4, because these look like they were gonna be awesome, and like they kept cutting away, like everything cut away so fast, especially the lady in the laundromat dryer. That hurts me more than anything because I was like, I want to see that.
Yeah.
I really want to see that. And you
Watch
cut
the
too
uncut.
fast. I rewound like 3 times to make sure I saw it right because I was so mad. I was like, you just cut away from that? How dare you? So I was screaming at my TV the whole time for every kill. So now that I know there's an uncut version, yeah, I'm giving this a 2. This gets a solid 2.
All right,
I'm
all right. What about you, Mike? Out of 5 you digs, what do you give?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Jelani on this. I felt kind of broad because we didn't get to see the kills, but I know the kills are out there, and I can watch them at any time now. So I'm not going to let it dissuade my score, but I'm going to give it a solid 3.5.
3.5. That's a very solid score, I think, for this film. What about you?
It's dumb and fun. It's dumb and fun.
It is dumb. I don't think it's quite as dumb as some other
It is
things.
dumb and fun. But
Dumb and fun.
I think it's one of the. I've seen some dumb slasher films, y'all. I think this is a smarter slasher film. I don't.
I mean, when I say dumb and fun, I don't actually mean dumb. It's just that it's like, you know what I'm talking, like a big. Dumb
I know what
book.
you mean, man. I get it.
Like the comic books. It's not pretentious. It's not Grant Morrison.
By the way,
but it's still great.
By the way, PCP Army.
It's like Hercules.
You're worth it because we have turned Mike into a horror fan.
yeah,
I was like, we're good for My Bloody Valentine, but if you want to be on it, you can. He's like, I watched it. I want to be on it. He's like,
all right.
Mike is fiending for fucking horror films now, and I love it.
I've been also watching a shit ton of A24 horror films too.
Yeah, I'm tired of you talking about that
Outside
pretentious ass shit. Brooks, what do you think about this movie? What do you rate it out of 5
I'm
possible
sorry,
you
you haven't
digs?
watched good movies.
I like A24. Okay, Mike.
I'm just moving on, man. It's a bit. It's
I
just,
like
it's just a bit, Mike. Brooks, out of 5 possible you digs, what do you make this? What do you give this film?
I give this one a 3. This movie is very middle of the road for me. Like it's good. Like I'm never bored in it, but it's not particularly like. I mean, if it wasn't for that Valentine's Day theme, like I don't think anybody would really remember this movie as much.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
it is a very basic slasher, but I mean it's still entertaining as hell though.
Yeah, I like that score. I'm going to go with 3. I'm going to go with 3.5 because I didn't watch the uncut version, but I did watch the uncut scenes later on, right? So I'm going to give 3.5. I think it's pretty solid. I think it's above average when it comes to 80s slashers, and 80s is the decade of the slasher. So I think it's above average there. I really do like it. I think it's pretty solid. I think it's got decent performances for its characters. I think it's actually trying to say a little bit of something about the blue collar worker, but overall it's an okay movie that's pretty solid, and I will definitely revisit it. And there are not a lot of Valentine's movies I like, and this is probably at this point my second favorite next to the Charlie Brown, Be My Valentine, Charlie Brown. So there you go. So 3.5 from me, 3 from John, right? 3, right?
Yeah, it was 3.
2 from Jelani.
What was your name? John. Ah, yeah, 3 from.
2 from Jelani. How many, Mike? Was it 3?
3.5.
3.5. 3, same as me. And 3 from Brooks, right? For a PCP average of 3.469, dudes. So there you go. There you go.
Funny how it keeps adding up like that.
It is funny, isn't it?
Yeah, suspicious almost.
Suspicious. Let's take a look at the chat. Jay Nunya gives it 2 you digs. Sam Fett gives it 2 you digs. He says, I struggled with this movie. Twitch says 3.5, so much better than the remake. Tomorrow does say, Jensen Ackles is cute as hell, though. I agree. Stefan says, I give it 2.5 you digs out of 5. It was aight. Tomorrow says 2.5. Easy Reader says 2 you digs. Mikey says, 4 for this one, 3.5 for the remake. Give it a chance with some beers. James gives it 2 broken hearts. TSG Comics gives it 2.5. Bobby De La Ghetto says, dumb in a smart way. That was nice. Stefan says, well said, Brooks. I don't know what that was a reference to, but I'm sure it's true. So there you go.
Could have been anything I said.
Could have been anything you said. 69 dudes. Math is hard. Anyway, that's our review on My Bloody Valentine from 1981. Join us next week here for Boys in the Hood. I promise it's going to happen this time. Boys in the Hood movie review and barbecue live next weekend, Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Time. Very excited for that. And tomorrow night, join us for Dylan's horror show, where we'll be talking about 2001's
I did see this
movie Valentine. And I'm very excited. It's got Denise Richards. It's got David Boreanaz. And the main actor, her name, I can't remember it, but I thought she was pretty awesome in the film, to be honest with you. But that's tomorrow night. And one more time, Romvi is going to be here March 4th, noon Central Time. I'm very excited for that. So anyway, that's our My Bloody Valentine movie review. Don't worry, we'll be right back with some PCP back chat and some show and tell. Station, everybody. You're worth it.
Where did Jelani go? He disappeared.
Maybe he was kidnapped.
Was it aliens? Because I don't see Brooks, and Brooks is an alien. So.
Yeah, I got Miller High Life because I couldn't find Moosehead, and their website's shit because it's like, we don't see anything in Alabama. I'm like, sure enough, it's sold in places in Alabama because I wanted to get it because I wanted to try it because of the movie, because it really does. I didn't bring this up, but it feels like an advertisement for Moosehead because there's a lot of Moosehead advertisements.
There's a lot of product placement.
Schlitz was also another one that was up there.
There's a lot of Moosehead. They're literally like in the laundromat. There's a fucking case of Moosehead in the fucking middle of the laundromat, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know how Canadians do their laundry, but right on. I'm right there with them, man. Switch up my cup, Africa land in pain. What?
Yeah, being that I'm from the Upper Peninsula and there's a lot of Canadian influence, I understand that they used to pour Moosehead in with their clothes, get it clean. Right into the wash machine. Where did Jelani go?
Jelani's out. He had something to take care of. He can't make it for back chat, just so you know. Look in the private chat, y'all, that you have access to right there. He mentioned it. So
okay.
I'm going to message Dylan and make sure he's okay.
I sent him a message, and I have not heard back from him.
Well, he told me that the bars open back up. He just sent me a message.
Oh, so
I'm going to be late to the show. I think my ride isn't answering me. TK isn't going to make it. I think I'm going to be late to the show. Bruh, you're not late to the show. You missed the show. Anyway, he's alive. That's what matters. Anyways, PCP back chat. Anybody watch WandaVision? Raise your hands. God damn it, John.
I'm behind. We talked about this.
I told you to watch it.
I didn't have time.
Well, if you would have spent an hour and a half on the phone with me today, you would have had time.
Valid point.
All right, real quick then, in a non-spoilery way, I really like WandaVision right now. I love the new episode. I like the vision that we're taking. I like where we're going. I think it's a really solid show. Anybody who had any problems, and I understand I think it's a brilliant show, honestly, the way that it started with the 50s sitcom, 60s, 70s, and now they've broken it open. And like this episode was the 90s episode. So it's Malcolm in the Middle influenced, right? And that is right there, but it still feels very MCU. It's got a really great, sinister and mysterious tone to it. And y'all, I was not ready for this, but seeing, what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda in the Halloween costume, Scarlet Witch, is fucking hot as shit, bro. I'm just going to say that. Mike, what do you think about the show overall? Non-spoilery.
It's taking you this long to figure out that she's hot as shit?
No, she's hot as shit in that
Halloween
costume. Like Scarlet Witch. No, she's an attractive person. Absolutely, 100%.
I was in when I was just like, oh dang, she's the one that lucked out in the looks for the Mary Kate instead of Mary Kate and Ashley, because they just don't look that good to me. But I thought she would look great in Age of Ultron. But then again, you don't like Age of Ultron, so you probably just dismissed her altogether.
Shitty ass movie, bro. It's the worst MCU movie in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh well.
The movie's kind of blah.
So, but I saw the new episode this morning before work. I thought it was really good. I kind of like what they're setting up for a character that I'm not going to say.
I don't give a shit if you guys spoil it.
We're not spoiling
I'm not
anything.
spoiling it.
There's people in the chat that haven't seen it either. So.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It came out like if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen this episode by next Friday, then we can spoil it. So we can talk about episode 5. So, but we can't talk about the newest episode 6.
Well, we typically here at PCP have a
1
week long spoiler thing.
Yeah, and if we do a movie,
Elizabeth Olsen in cosplay, man.
That's kind of what it was. I've seen the previews of that costume. I'm like, hey, old school costume. That's kind of funny.
Anybody know what
the Sokovian fortune teller.
This week's episode was about?
What was the what? The commercial?
The commercial, yeah, that they did for it.
I love how it's like this,
me up for some reason. It was the typical 90s commercial with like the CGI shark on a surfboard.
Yeah, the claymation shark.
Really dark turn. And I'm like, I
Bro,
just fucking busted out laughing. I couldn't help myself.
dude, I did too. I started. This is how fucked up we are sometimes here in the PCP Army and the crew. We excitable we are, but like, I watched that. And I had the same reaction. Like, so you watch this and it has this dark turn, and I was just like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, holy cow! And then all the vision stuff. It was crazy. Really good stuff, man. Really. So you liked it, Brooks? You liked the episode?
Oh yeah, I've been liking WandaVision. Like this is like exceeded my expectations so far.
Nice. All right. Well, we're not going to continue on that thread because we don't want to spoil it for John and people in the show. Hey, guess who's here? Dylan.
Oh, what's this review on my fuck it,
What's up, Dylan?
My Bloody Valentine?
You're muted, Dylan.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm pissed, bro. My fucking phone died and my ride fucking screwed me, man. I missed the review.
You did, but I'll tell you what, we're so happy you're okay because we were worried. So, Dylan, real quick, why don't you tell us in a nutshell your thoughts on My Bloody Valentine and what you would give it out of 5 possible good dicks?
Yeah, I love it, man. I might say I grew up with the remake a little bit more, but it's always had a fond place in my heart. I think every time it gets me on the mystery. I don't watch it too much because I like to enjoy it, and I think it's got a good story to it instead of just being all about the kills. Which if you watch the unrated version, it does have some fantastic kills that kind of got a little screwed by the MPA.
Yeah,
but yeah, I like it. It gets a lot of relations to like Black Christmas, but I think Black Christmas is a little bit better. I don't know, but I still really love this movie. I think it's phenomenal. The miner's dope as hell, but I swear to God, every time I think I almost like forget who the killer is. So I think they did a really good job of like the whodunit part, I guess my review would be, I give it a 3.5.
Bruh, you gave it the same thing me and Brooks gave it, right? No, me and Mike. John and Brooks gave it a 3. Jelani gave it a 2.
Oh, Jelani was here?
Yeah, he was.
Dude, I swear I sent the message.
The way you said that.
I was gonna be late too, and my phone died as soon as I thought.
Bruh, I literally just got it like a few minutes ago. I looked at everybody. I was like, Dylan says he's going to be late. He missed it. Now, we're glad you showed up, man. Thank you for your thoughts, man.
Dude. It's been nuts at the bar, dude. They changed the times to fucking 3 a.m., dude. I'm like so bummed about it, bro.
Do you have Moosehead beer there, Dylan?
Moosehead beer? No, I think they have peanut butter whiskey, though. Moosehead beer. I don't know if I've heard of that.
It's from the movie.
Yeah, it's all up in. Mike's drinking it right now. That's the Canadian beer that's in My Bloody Valentine in like every fucking scene. Even the laundromat.
How did you guys get it, though?
Yeah, they have that whole big neon sign in the bar and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, it makes sense. Where'd you get it, though? Where'd Mike get it?
I got it at Whole Foods, but then again, like Whole Foods and Publix have a really good beer selection.
Oh, weird that Whole Foods has Canadian beer.
No, but like, have you go to Whole Foods next time and look at their beer section? It's better than Kroger and better than
I
Walmart.
refuse to go because you told me to go.
So that wasn't like a.
Then go to what's the liquor store on Pratt? What's it called?
Oh yeah, I should check that.
Liquor Express.
Liquor Express. They have
beer because I always go there for liquor. I never go there for beer.
Yeah, they got an amazing beer selection. Like you could have probably found it there. So
it sounds like a lot of work.
If you would also the thing too is did you check the Kroger up by where you lived, or did you check anywhere else?
I think I checked the Kroger. I didn't see it at Kroger. That Kroger's beer selection went to shit. It used to have
my Kroger beer selection is shit, man. So is theirs. Like it's not good.
Well, I was gonna say there's the Kroger that John goes to and the Kroger that me and Robbie go to. The beer selection is completely different.
No, man, me and John have been to that Kroger lately, and it's not good.
Yeah.
The one by John. The one by John sucks.
The one by John sucks. They don't even have monkey nut, bro.
Right, I'm saying ours is me and your Kroger's is different.
Yeah, they don't have Moosehead either.
Yeah,
But they used to have a good selection.
You got to go to Publix or Whole Foods.
Well, the bit's over now, Mike. I'm sorry that we weren't in on it with you, but don't worry. Next week we're having a whole barbecue bit for fucking Boys in the Hood. So,
man, I gotta find an open liquor store tomorrow. Jesus, or Saturday.
We're all open tomorrow.
Not in Tennessee. It's different. Tennessee and beer sales are.
You gonna be in Tennessee tomorrow?
On Saturday, Sunday. I'll be in Tennessee. I gotta do some work for Hurts to Laugh on Sunday.
Weird stretch.
How is that a weird stretch?
I don't know. I was just.
It doesn't. It was perfectly placed because I was about to say it, man. I was about to, weird stretch because you're like, yeah, I got to work for this band tomorrow.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday I got to go to this band, and liquor stores are different hours on Sunday in Tennessee.
They do.
It's weird in Tennessee.
It trying to go find the two places that I'm going to go look. Like the number one place I want to go look for it is going to be closed because they don't do Sunday. They don't do Sunday alcohol. Like Tennessee's got weird Sunday alcohol sales, and it's also because Nashville is made up of 3 counties, so each county has different rules. So I can be in one part of the county and being like, "Oh, sweet, there it is," but I can't buy it. Then I got to go over to East Nashville, which is a different county, and they don't even have the shit. So it's.
Well, you remember how it used to be here, bro? We no alcohol sales on Sunday, no matter what, anywhere except for a bar, and we didn't have craft beer because we couldn't have anything above 6% alcohol.
No, it was 3 point. We couldn't have anything above 3.5.
No, it was 6. It was 6 because that's why we had Sparks and Sparks Plus. But
yeah.
They eventually changed that. Now we have all these craft beers. We got all these. We couldn't have breweries for a while. Remember that when Old Town, our very first brewery, really popped in our age. It was, because of special rules or whatnot. But,
thank you, Volkswagen. That's all I have to say is thank you, Volkswagen.
All right. Anyway, we lost Hammer Time Holeshoe and Brooks because they don't care about what we've been talking about. So, Brooks, what do you want to talk about? Take over, Brooks. It's on you. You got the control of the show.
Well, this show's going to go off the rails real quick, I suppose.
I'm going to eat a hot dog.
The only thing I could really think of was WandaVision. We already talked about that. Is there anything else new and exciting going on?
No, there's nothing going on. We can talk about.
What book did you read this week that you liked?
You're done, Brooks. John, you got control of the show.
Let's talk about what's her face being kicked off of Mandalorian.
I heard about that.
Nope.
I don't want to get political. I'm just trying to. I'm going to bring up the fact that.
Nope. Not talking about this. It's too political.
What?
Too political.
I'm going to say the people that defended her. I'm not going to say either way because I know that people get upset or people side with certain things. Well, you got to understand that when you say something, you're free to say what you want to, but if you work for somebody, they're free to release you from your contract. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that should be a thing that celebrities just know by now. It's it's you got to watch what you say, or on the social medias.
All she had to do was shut the fuck up.
Not that Disney in the past hasn't done or said offensive things, but you can tell that Disney is trying to be a forward-thinking company. Disney has made great strides. You can tell they're ashamed of some shit that's happened to them in the past or things they've said or done. And that's growing as a company.
Yeah, I also think they let a lot slide. If people want to say the cancel culture stuff, and I think cancel culture is a real thing and I don't like it, but I don't think this is what's involved in this, right? Because she has said and done plenty of things that could have sparked that. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing that you don't fuck with is the Holocaust. You don't compare your plight as, a safe white person in America that's actually a celebrity, right? To a Jewish person in the fucking Holocaust. That's ridiculous. And that was, I guess, the final straw. And, She apparently has a movie deal now. More power to her. I thought she was one of the best parts of Mandalorian. I think she was a great actor. I just, it's like it was what I feel about J.K. Rowling. You know, like the more you hear about all this Harry Potter stuff and her views, you're just like, dude, just stop talking. Like just sit down and count the checks, man. That's all you got to do, man.
Ain't getting paid millions.
Oh, anyway. Yeah.
Wait till you hear about all the inappropriate stuff that Brooks's dog has been saying on social media.
No shit.
Where's that dog, Brooks?
She's in the living room.
Where's Dylan's dog?
The shit out of me while I'm trying to work.
Oh, she's awesome. You're lucky.
You don't know her.
I do know her. We go way back. We used to hang out down by the tracks.
She beats me.
Chasing cats.
Thought she was an alien too.
She's an alien. She's like that cat.
Like, the cat from Captain Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, I started watching Brie Larson's YouTube channel. Anybody watch that?
No.
How the fuck does she have, like, dude, she has so many subscribers. I'm like, we just have to be in one Marvel film and our subscriber base will go up.
Oh, let's work on it. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on, guys. Let's write in. Let's get Robbie. Robbie needs an appearance in either Star Wars or Marvel. Even like a background, like you're working at a bar or something like that.
I would prefer to be in the
I'd be willing
Argento
to play
cut.
the Beyonder if they offered me enough money.
They already cast the Beyonder, bruh. They just got announced. They cast them.
You messed up there, or Disney.
They cast the Beyonder in the Moon Girl series for Disney Plus.
Who is it?
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh,
really?
I saw a thing that Lawrence Fishburne was going to be like one of the most powerful Marvel cosmic characters. I'm
Fucking Furious Styles, man.
Hey, there's Dylan's dog.
I love it.
Yeah, he's scared. The other day I was watching, and I was not participating. I was just watching. I almost pissed myself. And his dog's got a bark that just like fucking Godzilla, man.
Right. Scares the shit out of me, dude. All the time, man. My heart be like just dropping, bro. Like middle of the night, like sound, like he hears the sound of the wind, and he just, oh, I would be like, oh my god, a kid scares the hell out of you.
I think you're safe from bandits because he sounds like he's about 9 feet tall.
Seriously, he sounds like a goddamn wolf, man. Like I don't know what. He's crazy, man. Anytime somebody comes in the house, that's what he does too. So that gets annoying, but he's a beast. I love him.
Hell yeah. Man. I'll tell you what, y'all. I have completely devoured The Weeknd's discography this week. I think the Super Bowl was actually a boring game. I was actually set up. I thought we were going to get one of the greatest Super Bowls we've ever seen. I thought it was going to be like this great shootout.
I agree. I thought it was going to be close.
But
no, we got a pissed off Bucks team.
Yeah, it didn't happen that way. But I thought Bucks. We had, because I actually have gone back and I've revisited a lot of halftime shows. In fact, I want to do a whole show about halftime shows, and I feel like we should do it next year, like at the Super Bowl or something. But I think The Weeknd's performance, who I knew of but never really listened to, but apparently I have listened to some stuff because he's on the Black Panther soundtrack with Kendrick Lamar, I think, right? And
yeah, you probably heard his stuff even on the radio without noticing.
I don't listen to the radio, homie. You don't realize how pretentious I actually am. But anyway,
radio at work. That's the only reason I listen to the radio.
No, we don't listen to the radio.
We got Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah, man.
Well,
we listen to like Kim Wilde and the Bill and Ted soundtrack and the Lost Boys soundtrack and Cobra Kai.
Don't you listen to the radio in your car, Rob?
Well,
no, I don't have a fucking radio in my car. Okay, it pisses me off. My last 2 cars have had no fucking sound.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. My next car is a 1991 Firebird, and it's gonna goddamn have a goddamn bumping system.
A goddamn GTA Firebird is what we're gonna get.
You're right. A GTA.
Has a hell of a tape player.
Bro, it's gonna have a CD player, man.
Got an 8-track.
And Dylan, you can see these nuts if you fucking understand. If you like tapes, you can tape this dick to your forehead. Anyway. Don't come on my channel, Dylan, fucking talking shit to me.
Was it?
No, what were we even fucking talking about? Anyway, I don't remember what we were talking about. Honestly, I licked a toad today.
You licked a toad?
What color was it? Red or blue?
It was all the colors.
Was it for charity? Was it one of the lick the toad for charity thing? I've done that before.
Do you guys ever think the government's not telling us everything?
Yes.
Never. They always tell us nothing but the truth.
The government would not lie to us.
How dare you question your government?
When you
How
crashed
dare
at
you.
Roswell, Brooks, did they tell you anything?
Anyway, the weekend's pretty dope, man. I've really gotten into the weekend.
It's my favorite part of the week.
Oh, have you?
I think it's funny because we used to work with this guy named Key, and Key used to play all the store safe.
Key is awesome.
All the store safe stuff, even the store safe versions or the instrumentals from the weekend. So it was always kind of funny. Like, how did you I know you've worked shifts with Kiera. Like, how did you not hear the weekend?
I probably did. I never registered it as hearing the weekend. You get what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
There's a difference when you're like going, I'm listening to the weekend, or I'm like,
Oh,
you have
thought
heard
never
Clash
had that,
songs.
man.
I heard Clash songs my entire life, but in my early 20s, I discovered the Clash, even though I knew Rock the Casbah, even though I knew Should I Stay or Should I Go? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
Robbie,
Sure,
are we going to start a elevator cover version called The Weekday? You and me.
Just like you're a SMF and you don't even know it.
What's that? What's that mean?
Sick motherfucker from Twisted Sister.
What's Twisted Sister? Is that on TikTok?
Oh man, well that's exactly why I say that. No, dude.
I know who
Twisted
Kiss
Sister-
is. I don't know who Twisted Sister is.
You know what Twisted Sister is.
I wanna rock.
Exactly. Everybody knows that. So it's like you're a sick
That
motherfucker.
a tape of Twisted Sister comes with the Firebird. You don't have a choice. It
Dude,
plays
I hope
with
so.
that.
Right,
Bro,
exactly.
let me tell you something. Even if the Firebird we get, GTA Firebird, right?
GTA.
91, red,
You wonder. Yeah.
non T-top.
Yeah.
So when we get it, even if it just has a tape deck, I think why not? Like, just fucking go with it, right?
Dude, why the fuck not, man?
Can someone give me some Weekend on cassette?
Yeah, I will do it. I'll do it for you.
Oh my god. Anyway,
So you like
I
The
really
Weeknd?
am. Within the next couple of years, going to get a 91 Firebird, y'all. I'm going to get Johnny Lawrence's Firebird. I am living this life. You just wait.
Snag me up as soon as you do.
Fucking Mike gave me a fucking 6-cylinder. Now I want a V8. So
Yeah, there we go.
You know what I was just watching too?
Can you imagine me bumping up in that, listening to some fucking synthwave,
Dude, that'd be awesome.
just showing up, being like, "You bitches want to talk about a John Carpenter movie?"
The
That would be dope, man. I'd be wearing these shades.
you seen the Karate Kid 3, right?
Yeah, of course.
I've just figured out that's who Kreese called because I just rewatched.
Yeah, no,
all
the
three.
dude with the ponytail, man.
I always get 2 and 3 backwards. I always thought that 2 was 3, like the Japanese when they go to Okinawa. I thought that was 3.
2's
And, you know,
amazing, man. 3 is shit, bro. Let's be honest. 3 is a terrible fucking
2
movie.
is amazing, man. 3's not shit, but
It is shit.
It's not 1 and 2.
Bandit.
You want to know what's funny though? The villain in Vampires, that's the same bad guy, the ponytail guy. I totally didn't even realize that over these years, man. But now I just made you not ever want to watch Vampires, didn't I?
No, because they've been doing like I'm gonna get all the goddamn John Carpenter movies eventually.
I
Like,
know you.
That movie is I love that. I love John Carpenter's Vampires.
Dude,
I think James Woods.
Awesome.
You got what? You got a little mahogany going on? Like, what's up? Got some mahogany? Like, it's big dumb fun. Like, it's great.
Dude.
It's James Woods being super campy and just having fun with his role.
My thing is this. Okay, go ahead.
As I said, I can't remember who the guy that plays the priest, but like he kind of plays the more straight man of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's very buddy-ish. But again, it's just like the vampire deaths are cool.
Yeah.
The whole
it's
idea.
like buddy cop, it's like the rookie cop, and
and it's just kind of like it's a fun movie. Like for coming out in the what was it, late '90s, early 2000s, like it was a good movie. Like
98.
Yeah, you go back and look. It's like, what did he do? He did Ghost of Mars and vampires. Like if you watch Ghost of Mars, you're gonna have to watch vampires. Like that's kind of the like. Did you like Ghost of Mars?
No,
I rewatched.
my thing was this.
I liked it.
I like Ghost of Mars. I thought it was big dumb fun.
I want to revisit both of these films, okay? But at the time, for the most part, I like my vampire fiction supernatural. So even in something like Near Dark, I feel like Near Dark is still a supernatural film as grounded as it's trying to be, okay?
Yeah.
But with vampires, I thought they tried to make it too grounded. It didn't vibe with me, but I haven't seen it, y'all, since I watched it.
Grounded? Do you remember?
What?
Do you remember like what was too grounded about it? Are you saying about the vampirism?
It doesn't have this supernatural tinge to it. It doesn't have this. When I like vampire fiction, I like this gothic sensibility to it. You know what I'm saying? Like Near Dark has this romantic ideal behind it, these cool colors and things like that. Like Vampires was so stark, Western, sand, gritty. The color palette was unlike any other vampire film. Now, I can appreciate it for that. That's why I want to revisit it. I'm just saying, I haven't seen this movie since I first saw it in movie theaters, okay? And I have become more and more of a John Carpenter fan since then and less of a James Woods fan. But I will say this. I'm excited. I will pick up the Scream Factory one day because I want to get all of the John Carpenter films.
I guess it's based on a novel. I didn't know that.
Well, like John Carpenter's Vampires is more about John Carpenter, or not John Carpenter, but the James Woods character, his crew, and that young priest. Like it's not, and like the vampires are it's kind of like it's more about this team, hunting vampires. Like it's not. There's nothing like there's not a lot about. It's not like the vampires are kind of generic. Yeah. But it's more about
they are genetic as well, bro. They have DNA. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, generic. Like it's like, oh, look, we live in a West Texas town under the ground. We only come out at night.
I was just watching it.
We're scary vampires.
The way they bring them is that saying like they performed an exorcism on the ponytailed guy, and it left his body dead, but like his spirit or something in there creating the first vampire or something. So it's they basically hint that like the church created the first vampire.
Yeah.
But I think give it a rewatch, Ryan. I think you will like it a little bit more because it's like you said, it's different and it's not what you always kind of go for. So you kind of, I think even if you don't love it, I think you'll have a different respect for it just for the.
What did you think of?
Well, hold on. First of all, Dylan. I appreciate that. Second of all, you don't tell me what the fuck to do. Thirdly. Yeah, we'll do it. I'm sure we'll cover it on your show one day or on our show or whatever. Like, I'm sure we'll cover it one day. We'll have a whole vampire month or something. There's going to be some like Horror Fest of 2031. We're going to be like all vampire movies. We're going to do John Carpenter's Vampire. And I'm going to be like, let me dig out my old Blu-ray. You'd be like, you mean you ain't got it on Green True Vision? I'd be like, what's Green True Vision? Be like, it's the newest thing. It's 10,180 million HP. I don't fucking know. Anyway.
What was your thoughts on From Dusk Till Dawn?
I liked the first part of the film, the first half of the film, which is directed by Tarantino, regardless of what you look up, Mike, okay? The first half of that film is Tarantino.
Right.
And it's this crime film about this
dude.
dude.
Script is Tarantino.
Right. Well, I won't get into
that. Go ahead.
The way they credited it, they had to do certain things for the guild, the way they credited it. But honestly, the first half is pretty much written and directed by Tarantino. The second half is written and directed by Rodriguez.
I know what you're talking about.
But you won't, whatever. So
no, I'm not messing with you. I remember what you're saying.
Yeah, I liked the first half. it's really intriguing. And I think George Clooney does an amazing job. And you know me, Station, George Clooney. I mean, come on.
Friend of the show.
The second, I
That
wish.
that was his feature film too. That
The
was his
second
feature
half
film.
of that movie, I just think that it's a tonal shift and it doesn't make sense. It starts really creepy, the slow, deliberate pace building up this thing, and then it just all of a sudden becomes this wild B-movie, ridiculous vampire romp. Now, I like both halves of the movie individually, but I don't like them together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it reminds me of From Dusk Till Dawn, where there's completely different films.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, I zoned out because I was looking at Firebirds. I thought we were still talking about the other movie.
Yeah, we were literally talking about that.
It's two different directors. Yeah, it's completely two different films. Sorry, I was looking at Firebirds. It's not a GTA, by the way. I was wrong.
Hey, have any of you guys heard
Vampires
of
is on this
new
sorry.
Nicolas Cage film, Willy's Wonderland? It just dropped today. I want to watch it so bad. It's like
Which film?
It's called Willy's Wonderland. It looks.
Oh, did
just
that come out?
top
The
fun,
Nicolas
bro.
Cage movie?
Yeah, the Nicolas Cage movie.
No.
I saw the name in the news. I'm talking about new releases, but I didn't recognize the film. I have to look it up. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I want to check it out. I keep hearing good things. Yeah, people keep saying something about Five Nights at Freddy, but I think it's supposed to be kind of different.
Emily
After-
Thompson had Chuck E. Cheese like characters from Willy's.
Yeah.
So he's like supporting, so he's not the main character.
No, he is, but I heard he don't really even talk in the movie is the thing. He's like the guy getting attacked by these things. And then being Nicolas Cage, he's not going to back down.
Oh, it looks like he's a janitor at this condemned.
Yeah.
Willy's
Well, what
Wonderland.
happens is he's passing through, his car breaks down, and these people offer him to clean up the place, and they'll fix his car for free. But there's a catch to fixing up this old condemned place that maybe it's haunted or something. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm really. It's like all I wanted to do today is watch that movie too.
When I
John,
was a kid, I was like 6 years old. My mom took me to Chuck E. Cheese, and I saw that band. You know, they had that band of those animals or whatever.
Yeah.
And then for months, I'd have these terrible fucking nightmares about that band and those giant animated animals. It gave me fucking nightmares. So I think
John,
movies
did
that
you
That movie might really get sparking.
yeah, I was gonna say that movie right in my alley to scare the shit out of me. What's up, Robbie?
John, did you say that the Johnny Lawrence Firebird was not a GTA?
Not a GTA. He doesn't have the vents in the hood, and he does have T-tops though. I found some better
Yeah,
pictures.
He
He has
doesn't.
T-top. He has a T-top 91 Firebird.
It's definitely a 91 because it's ambiguous if it's a 92 or 91. But if you see the call sheet or whatever, when he takes it to LaRusso's, it says 1991 on the sheet. So therefore, it's a 91. It's definitely not a GTA.
Okay.
It could still be a Trans Am. I don't know if it's a Firebird or a Firebird Trans Am, but it's definitely obviously red and it's a 91.
Yeah.
Anybody that doesn't realize what's going on is that me and John are trying to track down and hunt down the exact car that Johnny Lawrence drives in season 1 of Cobra Kai.
Oh,
Because
but
That
Well-
is my new dream car, and we're going to make that happen within the next year or two.
is
Hopefully,
that-
within the next year, PCP
how
Army,
can
we
you
can do
drive
anything.
it- How can you drive a 91 when the movie came out in 84?
for the TV show.
He got it way after the movie. And the theory is he got that money from his stepdad or whatever, and he
Well, that's not the same car that he had as a kid.
no he had a different car.
He did.
Yeah, that's not the same car. Because
No,
I found
yeah,
the
I thought he
wiki
had it.
about the cars from the series, and he's got a different car. His Firebird is not in the
Oh.
movies.
I swear I thought it was, but maybe I just automatic. The way
Yeah,
they make.
It's funny you say that because we're like, oh, that's not the same car because he drove a so and so in the movie, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even think about the other movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the way
But,
he
Yeah, when I
acted-
first watched it, I thought it was the car from the movie, and
Yeah.
then I looked into it and I found out it wasn't. And it adds this level of depth. So, 84, they're in high school. So we're talking about 6 years later. He probably got this brand new from this new stepdad. You know what I'm saying? This
Yeah.
rich, stepdad or whatever. So and it adds to his element. And the idea that like me and John were talking today, and he said this. He said the idea that he's had this car, like he bought this car brand new, and he's had it the entire time, and he's never like even thought about there being new cars like that are better.
Didn't have the money, to be honest with you, for a new car payment.
Yeah, right. So it feels like it fits my situation, so I want to buy one, and I want to cruise, man. I want to blast some fucking
White
boys,
Snake?
Motley Crue, man.
Oh yeah,
Let's do it,
dude. Yes, I love Motley Crue. Have you seen the Netflix movie The Dirt?
yeah, the movie's awesome.
Of course I haven't,
man. Dude, when that movie came out, I watched that movie I probably watched it 5 times.
You keep me too busy, Dylan. Just so you know, you keep me too busy. I'm having to watch all these fucking Adam fucking Glass movies or whatever the fuck his name is, and I'm having to fucking watch Adam Green, right? I'm having to watch fucking 2001's Valentine. Like, bruh, if I didn't watch in 2001, should I have ever watched it? Anyway, we'll talk about that tomorrow night.
I want to say that
you're
Johnny,
keeping me busy, Dylan.
What I like to hear.
I looked it up, and I want to say that Johnny Lawrence drove an Avante 2.
Yes,
in the first Karate, in the first Karate Kid.
Yeah, it was an Avante for
which
sure.
Is
somebody pull that up and let me share your screen. Pull up an image of it.
Give me a second.
You can pull it up on your laptop, and I can share your screen.
What are you on? Did you get past Hatchet?
I've watched Hatchet 1 and 2 so far.
You
I
like
watched 2
Hatchet 2?
What?
Without going into any details or anything, what'd you think of Hatchet 2?
I liked it less than 1, but I still enjoyed it.
Less than 1? I'm surprised a lot of people like 2 the best. I don't
think
2 the best. 2 is the
like,
most. I think 2 might have the biggest kill count.
Do you know how to share it, Mike?
Each movie, dude, he steps up to
No, how do I share it? Do I hit the share button?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Share. Screen share. There we go.
But you know that
Avante convertible is what Johnny Lawrence could be seen driving in the Karate Kid.
Robbie,
convertible.
Yeah.
There it is, right there.
You know that
Are you sharing it, Mike?
I don't
Are
see
you
it. I don't know how I'm supposed to
Am
see
I
it.
sharing it? I don't know.
No, I don't see it yet.
No, I'm sharing it. There it is. Is it not? Share. There we go. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
There. Is that it? You see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a red
There's the-
convertible. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it is.
but red and convertible. Horrible pictures, Mike.
I don't know.
Can you not find the exact one?
If you
that he had?
Google Avante Karate Kid, you'll see screenshots of that car.
Robbie.
There we go.
Hold on, Dylan. We're fucking looking at this car. Hold on.
Nothing's more important than this goddamn car.
Like
You don't want that. You don't want that fucking
no,
car.
I don't. Full screen that, brother.
It was an ugly car.
Mike, do you know how to do that?
Man, I'm like this was
All right.
that was my favorite car. I don't know if you can see it or not. Like you can Google this stuff yourself, man.
Bro, we're on a live show. I just thought I could count on you, man. I'm sorry, man.
There does not give me I can click on this and I don't know where I'm
It's such
going.
a small image. I don't think you can really make it big enough to fill that.
Yeah, I'm not like it's just this is what it's going to show me. Like here it is, the Karate Kid.
You just don't know what to do. It's okay, brother. It's okay.
Do you not see the image? Like I can't blow. I'm clicking on the
dude, I
image. I
love
can't
No, it's
blow it
done,
up.
man. It's done. It's done. It's a different tab, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Dylan, what did you want to know?
I got 2 things now that we're looking at Miyagi's cars. But I was gonna say, because I didn't know if I'm sure you noticed, and you're gonna make me feel dumb after as always. But they switched the Mary Beth character in Hatchet and Hatchet 2. That goes
Yeah, it's
from the one
Danielle
girl to
Harris.
Danielle Harris.
It's Danielle Harris in part 2, and I fucking hate it. I
Do you?
like
know-
Danielle Harris. I hate her fucking hick ass accent. It's so bullshit, and it's only
Dude.
there part of the time, and I fucking hate
that
it.
crying scene when she goes to Tony Todd. My whole family, but I get it, but I hate it, But
I didn't mind having her in it though.
she was supposed to be in the original one, Daniel Harris, but Adam Green was like, his producers were like, it's too much. You got Robert Englund, you got Kane Hodder. you're trying too hard, you know, like, because I guess some movies,
Well,
like,
fucking this one, he had Danielle Harris. He had fucking dude he's had one of the Leatherfaces.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had fucking the director of Toxic Crusader. He had the fucking
well, now
he had Tom Holland, right? Like,
that was Tom Holland. Was Tom Holland in the second one? I thought that was yeah, it was the second one. But the thing is, because Hatchet was already a success after that, so they could bring as many as they want, and that people embraced that, so it worked. And the thing is, the other girl wouldn't come back, so he was left in a pickle, man. And he, like, because Danielle Harris knew that she was supposed to get the job, but they had to give it to her. And he said when he called Danielle, she's like, just admit it, you were wrong. And he's like, fuck, I was wrong. So that's how she got it. But the other thing was, man, when I watched The Karate Kid, dude, fucking those. If you guys watch Karate Kid, like the movies recently since the Cobra Kai show.
Yeah, I watched them like a few months back.
Robbie, I know you're not frozen. But dude, I just love the Miyagi scenes, man. Miyagi's a freaking OG, man. Every time I see his scenes, you like want to tear up, man. He's just like he just hits you with that spiritual knowledge, man. He's really going for it.
Yeah, he controls this actually. So him dropping out.
Exactly.
I don't know. He dropped out before and like just
really?
disappeared. Yeah, the night of the pepper challenge when he would when he failed to eat the one chip challenge when he kicked his ass, like he disappeared like this
stuff. I'm surprised you kept going, Mike. I watched you and I was like, Jesus, man,
dude. The hot dogs. The hot dogs I had tonight had a hot pepper relish that I handmade.
And do hot. I buy a lot of ramen, and so the only big packages on sale recently were the Shin ramen or whatever, the one the spicy stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna reduce the seasonings like a quarter. It was still too hot for me, man. I can't do spicy stuff.
Well, it's just you have to build up that tolerance. Like you kind of go in like it's just like, all right, cool, I'm gonna eat this, and then you just kind of eat it slowly over time, and eventually you'll get used to it. It's the same.
I am a huge pussy, and you guys know this.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying it's the same thing like with beer. Like, remember the first beer you had? Like, oh, this beer is nasty. And then eventually you're like, I love this. This tastes great, and I can drink beer.
Beer. What do people drink this for? It tastes like, I don't know. I didn't like it, but now
I feel that's how I've always felt. I hate the.
But it's the same thing with hot peppery stuff.
And I'm
you just keep eating it, and eventually like you just like, oh, this is super hot, and you're like, I can't taste this. Like, there's nothing. This
my tolerance has definitely increased for what it was. Like, I'll get hot sauce or fire sauce from Taco Bell. Fire, I can't do Diablo, but fire is like, I'm like, this is hot sauce. Of course, that's like a regular restaurant. It's different if you go to like what's Anaheim Chili. I mean, they got a whole different level of hot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm more tolerant than I used to be. But come on, I have to draw the line at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, let's say you get like 3 tacos, and you get like the fire sauce on 2 of them, and that third one, that last one you eat, put Diablo.
Well, I'd also explain to people that like people that smoke are more tolerant to spicy stuff because they're dude, if you smoke, your taste buds get fucking ruined. That's a fact. So people that smoke, I'm not saying I don't even know if you smoke, but I'm saying there's some people that smoke, and I think they're more tolerant to spices. So I'm being punished because they don't smoke. Now let's take the mild. And I'm a pansy. I'll admit that I'm a pansy.
I don't know. I don't know what the difference is between vaping and actual cigarette smoke, but like I don't know. I couldn't really like. There's some. I could still taste some flavor when I was a smoker. You can still taste the flavor because it's one of those like I'm going to go eat a meal and it's going to be something nice. Like I'm going to cleanse my palate.
Yeah, ruin the flavor
so I can get the full experience. And because if I'm paying for something, I want to enjoy it. I just don't want it to be bland. Like if I was going like McDonald's, like just burn one real quick before going into like McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell, because it's like, does that food really even have taste? And most of the time you just throw hot sauce on it to make it edible. But like when you go to like a real nice place, like that's what it is. But like I quit smoking and vaping last year. So
you don't even vape. That's a hard thing. Most people quit one to do the other. It's hard to just go cold turkey. You
well,
know
the whole COVID thing. It was because if you like, you don't want to be around like when you watch somebody vape and all this and smoke, and when it all comes out of their mouth, that's their breath, and like it's like, oh look, that cloud has the possibility of having the flu or COVID or any type of. So it's just like I don't want to put anybody in that. I don't want to I don't want to be like, I don't have it or not. I've never had it, but I don't want to give somebody the idea of getting it. Like I don't want to be like, oh wow, because of me smoking, I could have killed somebody.
Yeah,
the possibility. So that's why I stopped.
Well, that's very nice of you to do that and be like, hey, I'm going to quit I'm cognizant of the people around me, and I'm going to be. You know what I'm saying? Think about their health. When most people aren't like that, you realize that there's a lot of Americans who won't even wear a fucking mask because they're self.
Whoa, what are we talking about? I leave for a little bit. You know, my power went out and it came right back on, I guess, in the whole complex.
Sure it did.
Right. Like, what do you think?
Brooks is that way. Whenever Brooks and I make out, he refuses to wear a mask.
Yeah, but that's no. We're just talking about the selfishness of people.
Bro, let's keep it pop culture and philosophy.
Well, it is philosophy, and it is very positive.
You just can't just leave and then come back and boss us.
I didn't just leave. My goddamn power went out, bro. My computer had to reboot and everything.
Bro,
man.
we knew exactly what you were doing. You weren't frozen. You were behind stage the whole time.
Was I frozen? Is that what it looked like? Because my power went out.
I thought you were. I was messing with it. I was telling everyone you were playing a bit and trying to mess with us.
No, bro. I would never do something like that.
I'm calling you right now.
Yo, Mike, you're a beast, bro.
Oh no, Robbie's talking with us.
Too many people, bro. They try to quit cigarettes just to go to vaping, man. I quit it all too, man.
They're both unhealthy. I understand the go to the vaping thing. I understand, and I understand unhealthiness of cigarettes. Vaping's also unhealthy. I can't.
Exactly. You take one for another.
Yeah, I eat a lot of fast food and processed food, so I'm unhealthy as well.
Yeah, y'all do plenty of unhealthy things. Why are we talking about vaping?
Because I was talking about I quit smoking and vaping last year.
Yeah. I'm happy for you, bro.
But he does murder people on
So did Brooks. So did Brooks. So did Brooks.
I quit about 3
All
years
right, Robbie. I went to the power outage map and I pulled up, and yeah, you are correct. You did have a power outage in your area.
I told you. It went out and it came right the fuck back on, and my computer had to reboot. I'm not lying. Why would I lie? That's so fucking stupid.
I just checked the map.
I know you went.
It's so weird that you fucking went on your goddamn phone and checked the power outages in our area to see if I was bullshitting or not.
We can't trust you, man.
Weird stretching you, bro.
That's just a bit, man. It's just a bit. That's all it is. It's just a bit. You don't like it. It's just a bit.
Exactly.
It's just a bit. I'm district. It's just a bit.
Brooks, what do you want to talk about?
How about that weather?
Reminds me of
Tom
Waits
It's been
song.
getting cold as fuck lately. Like it was
Dude,
like it's winter?
70 degrees like a few days ago, and then all of a sudden
It was
cold.
73 on Wednesday, and we have the possibility of an ice storm Monday. So it's gonna be cold as fuck Monday and Tuesday, bro. I think the comic shipment may be delayed because there's definitely going to be an ice storm in Memphis, which is where our diamond distributor is. So it's probably going to be delayed. Luckily, at least I have DC. So.
Oh, the DC stuff.
Oh, poor baby. No, but it's probably going to jack everything.
I
can't wait. What? I think 2 weeks, and we finally get the Batman Tinian run back. I think it's 2 weeks. Maybe.
Yeah, March. Everything comes back in March. You know what else comes out in March? Swamp Thing #1 by Rom V. Speaking of
Dude,
Rom
I
V,
tell you,
One thing, books, Robbie.
the Matina cover. Did you see that Matina cover? I really want to get that, bro.
real quick, Rom V will be here on the channel Thursday, March 4th at 12 p.m. Central. So join us for that.
Are
Very
you gonna
excited.
get hair tips?
What?
You gonna get hair care tips? He's got amazing hair.
I'm gonna ask him, bro, because seriously,
Seriously, I'm not even trying to be funny. He's got great fucking hair. I'm envious of his great fucking hair.
the best hair in the comic book industry.
Better than Grant Morrison.
Yes.
That's all you guys are gonna talk about. I can in the chat.
Yeah, he already advertised it as a 1 hour movie hour, and they're gonna talk about manscaping and hair and stuff
He's
like
almost
that.
got like a Stallone from First Blood thing going there.
Oh, it's better than that, man. It's better than that.
So he gets to do one thing, and he's got great hair. I'm already jealous of him. I don't know anything more about the guy, and I'm already fucking jealous of him.
He's a great writer, bro. He wrote my favorite comic book of 2020, Blue and Green. So I'm very excited.
I didn't know he wrote that. I gotta look him up.
Yeah,
What
he
was
wrote
the
The
thing?
Savage Shores, which was my #2 favorite comic book of 2019, and he wrote Blue and Green, which was my #1 favorite comic book of 2020.
I never heard of Blue and Green. Oh.
There's a channel you should check out sometimes, Dylan. It's called
I never
Pop
heard
Culture
of it.
Philosophers.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I know. What are you drinking now? Is that another Moosehead?
He's got Canada Dry. He's all Canadian. He's
I
left.
get it. That's a nice
Canada.
bit, man. That's a nice bit.
Canadian Dry.
Clearly
Did you vote for
Canadian.
America? Drink America Dry, you fucking bitch. Get out of this country.
Now, when I do go to Nashville, I will stop at the two Kroger. I'll stop at Murder Kroger and I'll stop at the regular Kroger. Yeah, it's Google Murder Kroger Nashville. Like that's a thing. But I'll be near it, so I'll check Murder Kroger and the regular Kroger on the other side of town for the clearly Canadian, since we don't have it here apparently.
Yeah, it's not at my Kroger, man. It's just not, man. But moving beyond all the weird stretches, let's try.
If not, I'll just go down to Murfreesboro if I have to. I mean, it's on the way home.
Here's something I want to ask everybody.
Okay.
I honestly don't have a question, so I'm going to come up with one on the spot. What is your favorite trading card collection from ever? Like, if I'm sure at some point, maybe not Dylan, I don't know, but maybe at some point we were all into trading cards. What was your favorite trading card set? Hammer Time?
I would say the one I spent the most money on, and my parents despised because they were also stickers, were the Garbage Pail Kids.
Nice.
But probably the one I love the most, I like the Topps Batman '89 and Batman Returns '92. I thought they were cool cards. I really like those films. They did really nice cards.
I have both
of
of those.
money on. I didn't realize that. I realize now. You know who did a lot of the artwork for Garbage Pail Kids? Art Spiegelman.
Yeah.
The award-winning, who wrote, is it Mouse? How you pronounce it? It's German.
Mouse. I think we talked about that on the Mouse Comics Revisited.
Oh, did you?
Brian did, yeah.
So I probably watched it, and maybe that's where I got my information from. But didn't he win a Pulitzer Prize? You know what I'm saying?
He did. For Mouse, yeah.
And fucking did the artwork for Garbage Pail Kids. So I think that's amazing that. And my mom still brings that up whenever we talk about kids and video games, and we were spoiled as kids. And she's like, "You spent so much money and wasted on the Garbage Pail Kids." She always brings that up, no matter what's going on. When you were a kid, you waste your money. I'm like, God damn it!
She still brings that shit up. It's Thanksgiving dinner, and
Yeah.
John goes, "Oh man, we don't have enough gravy." And she goes, "If you wouldn't have bought those goddamn cards in the fucking
She
end."
does. She brings it out of nowhere. She always and they were stickers. We stuck them to fucking everything.
I love it. I love it. What about you, Mike?
You said favorite trading cards when I was a
Favorite
kid?
trading card set? Yeah.
It's technically a trading card, but I'm going to go with the 1991 Topps Stadium Club set.
Oh yeah, the Stadium Clubs were so nice. Like I would get regular Topps. Stadium Club usually didn't happen. I do have some Stadium Club Batman Returns, it's just a nicer finish. It's such a nice card, man.
Yeah, they were great. Like, I think 90 was it 90 or 91 was the first year for Stadium Club, and they just had that. They had that nice gloss look to them. They had like you get the cardboard card versus like the super glossy.
Yeah, 91 is a good year for the Firebird too.
So, and then I think Chipper
Station.
Jones. I think the Chipper Jones's rookie was from 91 also, and I think that one. I think the Stadium Club was kind of was a little bit more than the regular tops.
You know what else came out in 1991?
What?
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey Station. Dude, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a 91 Firebird. I'm going to get a goddamn, what do they call it? When you get like a special license plate with your own fucking thing on it or whatever.
Vanity plate.
A vanity plate that says station.
I'm trying to find my cards. I have like tons. I can't find them. I got tons of unopened packs of the Batman Returns Stadium cards. I got a whole box. And
Really?
Oh, you got
I got the base set of 1 and 2, like just the base cardboard looking sets. Hold on, Mike. Oh yeah, I got some of those. Some of those are coming out in the next mystery boxes.
Thank you, Jay Strick.
Yeah.
So,
Brooks, favorite card set?
I like the Marvel Universe ones where it was like they had the kind of cosmic background. They usually have them like coming like a circle or something around when coming out. I can't remember what series it was. It was a Marvel Universe series. But I like the X-Men, all the X-Men series too. But there was an X-Men series that was like, it was all done by the Kuberts. So like it was an X-Men card series done all in. It was either Joe, Andy, or Adam Kubert that did the art on them. I remember collecting. I collected a lot of those. I never got a full set though.
I had a bunch of the Marvel Universe cards. Actually, now that you say that, they were really cool cards. I know what you're talking about because they had that galactic like star background. They're always like a character embedded and like floating.
Are you talking about these?
Yeah.
Yeah, those cards.
Yeah. Bruh, I just found this binder. And I'm missing a couple cards out of it because I think they flew out somewhere. I'm missing like the first couple right here, but you're talking about those ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this set, bro.
I remember I had a Venom card from that set, right? And I was going to trade that and the Wolverine where he's having his adamantium pulled out, the Fatal Attractions one, remember, had that holographic sticker?
Yeah.
I was going to trade that and that card for X-Men 266. And somebody's like, what are you doing, man? He interjected, no random person in school. And he's like, X-Men 266 is way more valuable. I'm like, God damn it. I was so close to get X-Men 266 and you fucked it up.
Yeah. Dylan, were you ever into trading cards?
Yeah, I did when I was younger. I remember I had Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! But I have these too. I think
J-Strick's into Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, man.
Two-Gun gave me this.
Marvel Universe, Volume 1.
Oh, nice. I got that card. That's the first Venom card.
It's in good condition. My buddy Two-Gun Pedro gave that to me.
Nice.
But, I found this recently.
Oh, badass.
Cool.
So I probably had a bunch of those. See, there's a comic shop that used to just have all these like random, packs, and I'd see a movie I'd like, you grab a pack and then you'd be like, oh yeah, I'll never do that again. But yeah, they're simple. Oh, I think this is Carnage, but I have these from when I was a kid. I showed them. I don't know if you saw them, but I'm bummed. I wish I had more of the Batman Returns. I don't have any of the OG Batman, but I got a lot of the like Batman and Robin ones.
Nice.
I wish I had more of these Batman Returns though. I only got like a page worth. But
I fucking love trading cards, man.
These are like the Batman and Robin. I got.
Oh, those are nice, bro.
Yeah, they're cool. Like you see, they kind of have like.
It's like when they were doing the metal cards and shit.
Yeah, dude, I got pages of these. I got a lot of these. Oh wait, no, I do have more Batman Returns. They're in the back. Oh, look at this. Ooh, you can't go wrong.
Riveting.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that dime piece right there.
A dime piece right there. Nicole Kidman. My favorite card set, and I have a lot that I love, but it's Marvel Universe Series 4, where they all did this, like, all 9 cards came together to make one image.
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah.
gosh, that's badass.
Like, I love that so much. Like,
And that works perfect in a binder like that.
Well,
yes, look at that one with the new Warriors,
Bro.
and you got the Cosmic guys on one side.
One of the cool things about
Dude.
those cards is that they were done by so Topps had their Stadium Club, and then Fleer had the Fleer Flare. So a lot of those were done under the Fleer Flare brand. So they're high gloss, super shiny, real nice and thick.
Yeah, we may do those.
High quality cards.
Ric Flair
We may do those sometimes, page at a time, on Rockin' Robbie Live's first 6 and final 9. So super cool. All right. Before we get to show and tell, because we already kind of started a little bit of it. Any final questions from the chat? One good final question. We can have a discussion, then we can get into show and tell. Blah 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 blah. Dylan, while we're waiting on questions, why don't you tell everybody about tomorrow night, what's going on your channel? And by the way, link in the description below to sub up to Dylan's comics on his road to 1K. We're on the road to 10K. He's on the road to 1K. We're going to hit there this year, y'all. And what's going on your channel tomorrow night, Dylan?
If you get a binder, you always want the Batman Forever binder. Always Batman Forever. Did you just like totally cut my face off?
No, he said explain what's going on tomorrow on your show.
No, I heard him, but then he just flashes to the cherub face. But yeah, we'll be reviewing 2001's. Or is it 2001 or 2000? I always forget.
2001.
Yeah, 2001's Valentine. And I believe my man TK from TK's Batcave will be there, so that'll be fun. And yeah, we'll be doing a little deep dive into this 2001 cult classic, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. That's a weird stretch, but I like it. And,
no, the weird stretch is this, Dylan. The weird stretch is when I put up the promo image, you were like, "What's he doing?" Like, bro.
Well, I didn't think I could talk when you put that up. I thought it would mute me. You know, like when you do the video, it mutes you. I thought you were putting a video up.
That's not a video; it's an overlay. See,
I didn't notice. I was like, wait, what's he doing?
Look at this. Like next week, PCP movie night.
Gotcha.
Look at it. Look. Even if we got a station, you want to see a screaming Brooks? Look at that. Look at that. That's why I told you should do the Valentine's Day card as an overlay.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, dope. Anyway, yeah, tomorrow night, Valentine. I watched it. I hope you and the PCP Army watch it and you join us tomorrow night to talk about it. This was, by the way, this was Dylan's choice. I just want everybody to know this. Origin of this show tonight. Dylan said, I want to do a Valentine's horror theme for my horror show. And I said, yeah, you should do My Bloody Valentine. He goes, no, I want to do Valentine from 2001. And I was like, no, man, don't you want to do the 1981 slasher one? And he's like, no, I want to do 2001. Maybe a double feature. And I went, all right, then fuck it. We're going to do My Bloody Valentine and you can do Valentine. So I'm excited. It reminds me, it's Horror Fest, bro. It's like in Horror Fest, remember we would do a movie review on our channel. And then the next night we'd go over to your channel and do a movie review. We're doing that again in March Madness. I'm really, really fucking excited. And this is kind of like, we haven't touched on horror since Christmas because we turned horror into Christmas. But yeah, I was excited to do this tonight and to do the show tomorrow with you. So.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, the thing is that I grew up with this movie, so that's why I think it's gonna be a little different for you because you just
I don't think it's a bad film, bro. I actually would like to. It's something I would like. There's not many movies to watch at Valentine's. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And It's
that's a
it's not bad.
popcorn. It's a popcorn flick.
Here's what I like about it, and
I'll tell you, Twitch.
we'll get
he
it
does
more
it
in,
for me.
we'll get more into it tomorrow. But what I do like about it is it's 2001, but it is such a reminder of the 90s slasher film that came post Scream. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And I really wish we could see an uncut version of it because I don't think the kills go as far as they should. And Twitch wants to says, my wife wants to know, who, by the way, sent the great Dr. Doom art on the tostada with the cocaine bear and Doom with the tostada. Oh, my God. Wants to know if the Scarlet Witch outfit really does it for you. And apparently it does. I didn't realize that it would, but it did. That Vision outfit does it for me, too. So.
Robbie has boxer shorts on the outside of his pants.
I love it. I love it. And did you like how the kid was dressed as Wiccan?
Yeah,
Right?
I noticed that.
And then what's his name's dressed as Quicksilver. But anyway, moving on. What? Dylan looks like Justin Bieber's younger brother. What are you smoking, Twitch?
I kind of see it.
I think I'm older than him.
What'd you say?
I think I'm older than Justin Bieber.
Older brother.
Sure. Maybe.
Who knows?
I'll take his younger brother. I get
He's Canadian, eh?
I get MGK like all the time at work.
How old are you, Dylan?
26.
You're the same age. He was born on March 1st.
I'll be 27 in April.
He was born on March 1st, 1994.
Your birthday's in April?
And then too. Yep. April.
What day?
26th.
Oh shit!
What's your birthday, John?
The 25th.
Bro.
Oh, dang.
Damn.
Okay.
We're gonna have some sort of birthday party together virtually.
What's your birthday, Mike? It's coming up soon.
On that
What's your
Saturday.
birthday, Mike?
24th.
24th of this month is Mike's
Yeah.
birthday.
And Matt's on the 23rd.
And Brooks's birthday is in September. Mine's in May. So just so everybody knows. Let's just go ahead and get this out there. Don't worry. We'll have a whole birthday fucking stream for Robbie. You know that. If you guys want streams, just let me know, and I'll see if we can fit it in. What'd you say?
What, May what?
May 10. 5/10, baby.
Got you, boss.
It's a week-long celebration.
I always play 5/10 in Texas Hold'em, and that's why every time, even if I don't have it, a 10-10-5 pops up on the fucking on the fucking.
The what?
We lose your. I think we lost the connection.
10-5-5. Did you lose your power again? No, he's smiling.
God damn it!
Taking a piss.
This bit's not getting old at all.
Yeah.
Never.
Nobody ever plays against me in 5/10s. Anyway, what's up?
Mike, what was your birthday?
The 24th of this month.
Oh.
John's is the 25th of April, the day before yours. Brooks's is the 9th of September, I believe. Right, Brooks?
9/9.
Yep.
That show's coming to an end. That's kind of
Yeah, that breaks my heart. That's a
Oh, yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Let's talk about that real quick before we do the
Cruz
show.
is so fucking awesome in it, man.
Apparently, it's going to only be like 10 episodes. They're giving it a small season.
Oh,
So
it's a funny show. NBC picked it up after Fox canceled it. I was against it initially because it was on that animation block on Fox. I'm like, what the fuck is a live action show doing here? I gave it a chance because of Terry Crews. Shit is hilarious. Terry Crews is the best part of it, but it's really funny.
Holt's the best part of it to me.
Holt is the best part of it to me. Andre Braugher, right? Like he was the voice of Darkseid in the animated film Superman, Batman, Apocalypse.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's my favorite dude. Him and his dog. What's the dog's name?
Cheddar.
Yeah, Cheddar. Cheddar.
I want to see a spinoff of Holt, Kevin, and Cheddar.
And unfortunately, with everything that kind of broke out in 2020, you know, they're questioning the idea of shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right? I don't know. I don't think that's valid. But remember, this show has always struggled, right? Like it was kind of like it struggled, right?
It had a stronger base than Community did. Community was good, but like it was like the 9-9 was more accepting because I mean,
but it did struggle trying to get like renewed, right? Kind of like a Community, kind of like an Arrested Development, something like that. But I think it's a great show.
The move in the time slots. It was initially in this animation block, and then they moved it. And then I think a lot of people couldn't watch it on those nights, and then it ends up getting canceled, and then NBC picked it up. So I don't know. That's sort of the issue with Constantine. Remember, it was on Friday night. Had Constantine been at a different time, and when you move a show, you run the chance of alienating your audience.
They put Constantine in that death spot, that 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock on a Friday night.
Yeah,
like when you're going out, like, and you're still eating dinner on the West Coast, like that's a death time slot.
Yeah, that's where they put Firefly, by the way, when Fox did it. So,
but it worked for Step by Step.
Well, that was also because that was a different thing.
TGIF was different.
TGIF was different. Like that.
Yeah, I'm joking. I don't know where it fell in that time.
Full House.
I'm pretty sure that like 23-year-olds didn't watch TGIF, John. It was just us. Same thing with Snick.
I still watch TGIF.
Did they still do it? Is it still called TGIF?
I don't know.
They got like the Step by Step was like when that was they actually made TGIF trading cards.
I know. I want them.
Like it was like Step by Step Dinosaurs. I can't remember when it was 90. I think it was 97 when it ended.
It started in like 87 or 88. It was Perfect Strangers was like part of the first lineup, and
Full House.
Family Matters hadn't come in yet, I don't think.
Step by Step didn't come in yet at that time.
No, and I still one of my favorite rap lines I ever wrote was way back in the day, and I wrote a line in a song called "My Ability" that said, "Head feels stuffy, need a puffy, step by step like Patrick Duffy." So I'm still very proud of that, but I still want a box of Urkelos though, and all the TGIF cards. I want a box of Urkelos.
It was
Urkelos was a strawberry banana like Cheerios type cereal.
Was that a real cereal?
Yeah, Urkelos, man. Of course, bro. Who you talking to?
Yeah.
Like, you never had Urkelos when you were a kid, John?
I'm saying that they had Urkel everything. You know what I'm saying? They had toys and dolls and shirts. Didn't we buy one of those at the shop like a couple years ago, Mike? Like a Urkel doll that talked, and we sold it or something? It was
it had the pull string. But I was gonna say it was Full House, Perfect Strangers. It was the original run for TGIF.
Was it Mr. Belvedere?
No, that's pre. Like they did, like there was this time before TGIF when they started doing the branding. It was Perfect Strangers, Full House, Mr. Belvedere.
He's had too many moose heads.
Yes, I have. Belvedere. And then you remember Justin Tinnitus? Like that was a nice little show.
Oh yeah,
Justin Tinnitus.
But then it became Full House, Dinosaurs, Family Matters, Perfect Strangers.
Forgot Dinosaurs was part of that lineup.
Dinosaurs is on Disney Plus now. Like I've been thinking about maybe checking it out.
Dude, that's got one of the darkest endings ever. Have you ever seen the last episode, Brooks?
Yeah, isn't the meteor?
Yeah, like I remember it was like way back when.
Yeah, like the comet striking.
It's been like an environmental disaster.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then in around 92, 93, it became Family Matters, Boy Meets World, Step by Step, and Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Mr. Cooper.
And
I think Blackmail was that time, like shortly after Hanging with Mr. Cooper left.
Sabrina joined it, right? And Boy Meets World.
That was in 97, it became Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Boy Meets World, You Wish, and Teen Angel. And then like Brothers Keeper. And then Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place joined in.
Dude, I love that show.
And
man.
then
with Ryan Reynolds.
Whatever happened to that Ryan Reynolds guy? I hope he had a career after that.
That was a great show, man.
It was, and they changed the name shortly after to like Two Guys and a Girl. Like it's too confusing, and we don't want to be at the pizza place all the time. Like you committed, use that fucking title.
Yeah, that's a really good show with some really good writing.
Yeah. So it ended. TGIF really ended on in 2000, and they tried to bring it back 2000, 2001 because that was Two Guys, a Girl, The Trouble with Norm, The Trouble with Norm, the Norm Macdonald Show,
yeah,
and then like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and like it just So that was kind of 2000 was the
That
last.
does not fit in
year.
TGIF. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like 2000s when
we're
it
also
ended.
beyond the day, I think, where families sit together on Friday nights and watch TV.
Well, it's like they kind of brought it back a little bit, because you had the George Lopez show, 8 Simple Rules, Complete Savages, Less Than Perfect. So like in the mid 2000s, like they kind of had like this little revival, but it never took off because it looks like it's just like, oh, Super Navy wife swap and Shark Tank. Like that's all it really is.
Yeah.
So they tried to bring it back again just a few years ago with Last Man Standing and Dr. Kid.
Fable will do top 5 TGIF shows on the next Rockin' Robbie Live, guaranteed. I wrote it down. We'll see if it happens.
And it looks like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. even try to make it into the summer TGIF. But
Friday's a dead spot nowadays, though. It's not like it used to be. Like, I don't think people like TGIF was popular for people like us because we were like in our like preteens. You know what I'm saying? And even in our teens, and then our brothers and sisters, maybe we had younger siblings like I did. Like, they were into like stuff, and I watched Sabrina. I watched Boy Meets World. I like that shit. But then I would go hang out afterwards. But then when the days of clubbing and drinking and bar hopping came around, like, you don't watch TV on Friday and Saturday nights.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
People in our age group now watch Netflix, or you know what I'm saying? They're doing other things.
Yeah. I don't.
Well,
do you know anybody that watch? I know there are people that go home and they like turn on the TV still, and whatever CBS or NBC or ABC or Fox is playing, that's what they watch.
No way.
There are still people like that. I know.
Yeah,
But we
and
live in a world where we can have more control over it. That's why it really bothers me when I wake up on Friday mornings, and Friday's usually my day off from the comic shop, right? And so I usually like spend the first bit just kind of chilling, and I'll check social media, and I'm in danger of having WandaVision spoiled. I'm like, bro, I just woke up on a Friday. Why are y'all trying to spoil this for me?
Somebody at 2:00 in the morning was just up, just blasting it.
I know. Bro. I'm like, calm down, y'all.
Man, do you remember back in the day when, like, if you missed a TV show, that was it. Like, you were not watching it again. Like, I love, like, now, like, there's some episodes of
people don't
TV
remember
shows.
the struggle, Mike, when you had to have, like, when I had to, like, VHS set up, time, record my Buffy the Vampire Slayers, and like seriously, that's some crazy shit.
And even like when I saw like the first 3 episodes of 24 when it debuted, and I missed the 4th episode, and it's just like I'm gonna be you would be so lost, especially with that show, and you're like, well, like I can buy I can stop watching, or I can keep watching and just be a little lost and try to catch up. Or I can spend $50 in 6 months and buy season 1 on DVD.
Yeah.
And there was no remember
TV on DVD in the early 2000s changed the game. It started the change. And then Netflix started.
But like when Blockbuster would be able like $7 to rent season 1, you're like, fuck, yeah, I'm renting season 1.
And then Netflix, when it was the DVD by mail thing, right? And then there was that. And then that led to streaming. And then that led to where we are now. And to be honest, I think most people want to consume their entertainment, their visual entertainment at home. I honestly think that now, and I think that was even going before the pandemic. And I think it's a sad time for movie theaters coming. I really do. I hate to be pessimistic about it, but I just feel it. But by the way, every day for the last like month, I've had to drive by my movie theater for the last like 25 years. Being slowly fucking torn apart. So
now, I don't know if this is wise for me to talk about on air, because I'm looking.
Maybe don't talk about it.
Well, no, I'm trying to find a way to get in there.
Yeah, I want to get something from it.
It's all I want to try to at least a brick. Like I'm trying to find a way to get in.
What do you do? Emerge somebody and you can't talk about it on air?
No, the they're destroying Hollywood 18. It's been fenced off. So you can't get in there, but I'm trying to figure out a way to get in there, get through the fence, because my fat ass ain't climbing over it. I'll tell you that much. So, like maybe if we had a ladder, maybe get that 12-foot ladder from work.
My tall ass could get over there, but
well, you're in Ohio, you're not in Alabama, so
I know, right?
Good.
It'd be cool, man, if you got back there and they had like a bunch of posters and like.
No,
Wasted
it's
time,
all
man.
in rubble.
It's
It's
all
all
gone?
rubble. Yeah.
It's not.
I talked to
All I want is like a piece of purple fabric.
like they had. I talked to the projectionist, like right when they announced they were closing, and he said they pretty much sold off everything. Like if they could get value out of it, they sold it out of that building.
Oh,
So-
and nowadays all that like people buy all that stuff.
Well, no, it's kind of like they even had like the old reels, like when we used to be able to.
Oh, they sold the reels.
Yeah, because what you would do is you would just John, you know what I'm talking about, probably.
Yeah, the
When
platter,
you-
the reels.
The platters when you had to go from one like house
but they
one to house two.
They still had probably the platter systems left there.
Right, they still had those left, but those were still worth money. So they sold
Yeah.
them. Like I was like, dude, I would have paid for those, and it's like, sorry, we sold them.
Yeah, I want just one as a memento.
Yeah,
And
they sold them all.
also-
I was gonna try to buy them, but they sold them.
a lot of theaters, by the way, that converted to digital are leasing those projectors, by the way. So it's a possibility that those Sony digitals that they had there were leased and weren't owned by them, and then they returned. You know what I'm saying? That they had to break the lease or whatever. So those digital projectors might have went. I don't know what they did with their film projector. Obviously, they got replaced a while ago.
They pretty much they sent those in. Somebody pretty much came in, and then what they would do is they came in like every other week and like installed two, and then left, and then two, and left. So they brought in the new projector and took the old projector, but they still had the old platters. Because remember when you had to build because it comes in like 4 reels.
Guys,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm about to have to go.
Okay,
What?
Delaney.
I just want to say, you're worth it.
He's being Delaney. But yeah, so the platters that you had to build, where you put the films, all 4 canisters on the one.
Yeah, onto the platter. Yeah,
Yeah.
they started as 4 canisters. You had to cut and splice them.
Yeah, that was the 4. So it was the big platter, which I was trying to buy.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't want that. I don't know what I would do with the big platter, but I would like.
Well, they were like this big. I mean, they were this big. So I mean, it's you get 4 of them. It's a nice decoration piece.
Yeah.
And it's like 4 of them for $100. Okay, sweet. I'll buy them, but they haven't sold them.
I would love to have some. I mean, I've worked at 3 different theaters, so that was a big part of my life. You know what I'm saying? And I was a projectionist, and I was a manager, and I mean, I even worked there in the transition to digital. So I would love some equipment, but
Weird stretch.
oh well.
So we used to hang like we used to.
I
I
even
remember.
worked there in the transition to digital.
I remember like, my favorite Hollywood movie moment is when Spider-Man 2 came out. Like we were waiting for it to show up, and the projectionist was like, "Hey, I got to build this, and then we can watch it as soon as it shows up." And so there was like, so you had your employees that worked at the theater that wanted to watch it, and then you had us at the Deep. And I remember it was like a bunch of people that nobody in the show knows that used to work at the Deep, and it's just like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We get there at midnight, and from midnight to 6 a.m. 6 a.m. he finally comes over and it's like, hey, we can watch it now. So we go over at like 6:10 in the morning. We watch Spider-Man 2 like the day before it releases. So and then like when we're leaving the theater, it's kind of weird because we had to go out of the back of the theater, out the back doors. Because Maria, the owner, the manager, was actually walking in through the front door. So it's just like, oh, shit. Like, we got to sneak out this bitch.
I remember
Me and John always watched them on Thursday nights. Anyway,
when I worked
if it wasn't Bill.
When I worked in Michigan, we wanted to watch Phantom Menace earlier. The employees, not necessarily our friends, and the GM, I was just an assistant manager, was like, no, you can't do that. And so we waited till he left, and we're like, we're going to watch it. Maybe have 1 or 2 friends over. No one's going to know. And I was like, everybody park at that grocery store next door because we were adjacent to a grocery store. Dude, we filled that fucking parking lot at like fucking 2 a.m, which is very suspicious. But we watched Phantom Menace in the middle of the fucking night, and we packed the theater full with our friends and family and watched Phantom Menace earlier. And it was not what we expected. I think a lot of people were disappointed. But that was probably the most like, full paw thing I did. Like, it shouldn't have done, but that was a lot of fun, man. I miss the old theater. It was a lot of fun back in the day. And I worked with Robbie. That's where I met Robbie over here. And I'll miss Hollywood, man. That was
I miss Hollywood.
Wait,
but
I
that was so.
think we should move on.
The biggest thing was probably when I worked at one that was digital. We shared a theater with the new Nightmare on Elm Street remake, which is garbage, and a kids film. And during the kids film, I started Nightmare on Elm Street by mistake.
Ha,
I think I traumatized
Hilarious.
some kids. Yeah.
bro, that's great. They deserve it. All right, we
But
should
yeah.
coddle children. Speaking of coddling children, we're hitting show and tell time. So
Ooh.
show and tell. Who's gonna start tonight? Let's start with the latest person here. Dylan, show and tell. You're up. Show us what you got.
Hopefully the audio.
I don't really have much.
Nice.
That's hilarious. Oh, you got the skip.
Let me grab all my Hatchet collection real quick.
You took it out of the plastic?
No.
Hey, Dylan, what the fuck? What the fuck? Did you buy that at the fucking gas station? What the fuck, Dylan? What the fuck?
Yep. Scream Factory. Check your local BP. They're doing a deal. Big gulp with a Blu-ray. You can't pass it up.
I wish that fucking was true, man. That would be amazing.
Oh my god! If they add a big gulp and a little bag of popcorn, I'm all,
Yeah, you got a movie night, man. You got a movie night.
Yeah, right.
We need to package that deal up. We'll send you some stale ass popcorn or some kernels you can pop, and you mix this shit with your soda.
Yeah.
I think I showed this before, but I recently found this.
Nice. We're covering that the week that it releases the Scream Factory edition. I'm very excited.
I pre-ordered the Scream Factory. I'm debating if I'm gonna get it. I'm probably gonna get it, but
You need it.
the King Kong, bro. I wish.
I know. I want the King Kong.
I want the King Kong too, really bad.
Yeah.
I'm bummed though. They just announced all the
Special features.
new stuff. Yeah, and no, people were really hoping for like a director's cut, but we're not getting that. So, but we will probably get a big howl any moment. So from my damn dog. So be prepared for your heart to drop.
The original Kaiju.
Yeah, the original, which I wish I had this on Blu-ray, but it's actually hard to find now. I'm glad though, because this is like a collector's edition.
Yeah.
I'm just glad to own it. One of my favorite shark movies.
I love how you say one of them. I'm like, what? You mean Jaws?
Yeah.
He got to be talking about Jaws.
Oh, dude, because this is this is bottom of the list compared to Jaws, but it's still fun. I love like all that like the shark movies, the alligator movies, the freaking snake movies, all that stuff. But
Nice. Some nice pickups, man.
Thanks, bro. I'll have some more stuff to show tomorrow too. I just didn't want to show everything tonight.
I'm not trying to pressure anybody in show and tell, bro. You can always show old stuff. Like I'm doing that
I know.
tonight. Okay.
Or your genitals.
Speaking of showing old stuff, John. Show and tell. Hammer time, whole shoe.
I'm still in a kaiju kick, and because they had these on sale for $13.99, I bought some of the Ultraman. I didn't get the steel books. The steel books are like $10 more. And what's great about it, if you buy the actual Blu-rays, the non-steel books, is they actually connect together. Let's see, that's 4 and 5. Anyway, when you connect them all together, they make a picture on the end. So I don't have all of them, but I bought the ones that were on sale.
You fucking nerd.
I mean, $13.99 is a hell of a deal for a box set. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have all of them, but I have some of them. And while I was on that kick, I got this on sale actually, and so I'm happy I got it on sale. But I end up, because I don't really buy collectibles per se, other than this. There's some Zelda stuff right back here, and then these pops. You guys got me. You know what I'm saying? And this awesome fucking figure from what is it, Mighty Ducks. But anyway, I normally don't buy collectibles, but I did get this Figure Arts Ultraman. It's the one from the animation, but it's actually from the manga. And I'll probably end up opening him up. It's a badass costume. You got to admit
Nice.
that.
Put it closer to the camera.
That's a cool ass costume. So some people did bitch about not being enough articulation, but dude, it's just a cool costume, man. You gotta love it. If you haven't seen the animated show on Netflix, it's awesome. It's a sequel to the original Ultraman. It kind of disregards the new series and the Return of Ultraman and all that. And it's a sequel to the original, and it's about his son becoming the next Ultraman. It's animation's great. It is CG, but it's got anime style, and it's a lot of fun. It's on Netflix. Who doesn't have Netflix? Go and watch it, enjoy it. But it's based on the manga. The manga's great, so it uses the style from the manga, and that's based on the same, you know what I'm saying, the manga and the animated series. But it's just a cool ass costume, man.
It's a direct sequel to the original.
Yeah, well, there's Return of Ultraman, so it's the sequel. Yeah, it basically ignores anything past the original Ultraman and ignores any of the current shows, and it's about his son basically taking up the mantle. And they don't have the alien technology, so they build him a costume, and the costume is, I'm telling you, man, it's super badass. Look at that. But he does the thing where he gets the power, but he's got these blue blades that pop out. He's still got the lighted dude, his costume is fucking badass. And there's an ongoing manga that Viz has been translating and bringing to the States. So it's based on the manga. It's a lot of fun. The action's great. It's awesome.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right. Next up, show and tell. Me, Rockin' Robbie. All right. I got a few things. I'm going to show off some of my Tiger Electronics games again. There's my Batman Returns.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
And they do still work.
You drive the Batmobile? What's going on there? I'm trying to look at the picture. I can't see shit.
Yeah, you drive the Batmobile.
Okay. Does it turn into the Bat missile? Does the sides pop off?
I'm trying to get it started, but I got these glasses on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't help at all.
Here we go.
Commit to the bit. So you can't fucking see
it.
Commit to the bit.
Oh, okay. Awesome. That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I got that. And here's my, was it Sonic 2?
Oh, awesome.
Right there.
Dude, Tiger was the king.
I remember playing that.
Tiger was shit.
Just bought this today. It's the Red Ranger from Dino Thunder.
Oh, now you finally have a Power Rangers figure to add to your collection.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Another one. I bought this a while ago. We're going to open this up. Oakland Athletics mascot.
Are you collecting all the baseball one? Are you collecting all the baseball mascots?
No.
Just the teams you like?
Yes. Kind of.
It used to be a farm team.
I just got this one. It used to be Huntsville Stars was a farm team for the Athletics for a while.
Yeah.
So
Plus,
I just opened that up.
Elephant.
This is to invoke the fast approach of the baseball season. We'll put them right there.
That's awesome.
There you go. There's a Night Thrasher 4 Control number 4 signed by Mark Bagley and Fabian Nicieza.
What video games advertised on the back there? I saw the back.
It is Hook, bro. The Super Nintendo Hook. The critics are hooked.
The critics are hooked. That's fucking great.
We got to play this game.
Yes.
Did they do an AVGN on that yet? Anyway.
He did like a Peter Pan themed one, I think.
Right? Okay.
Like various Peter Pan themed games.
Oh, Usagi.
I want to wrap up with some signed comics I have because I had the Night Thrasher one. There's my Usagi book 1, but it's signed by the creator Stan Sakai with a little sketch of Usagi there.
That is fucking awesome.
I met him in 2019 in Charlotte, so that was cool.
I know you're a Usagi fan.
What?
Who doesn't like Usagi?
I love
it.
Which just means it's just rabbit in Japanese, by the way.
I never recalled you reviewing them week to week. Or month to month whenever the comics come out.
All right, Dylan, next time you do a comic book video, then you can talk to me about what I do as far as comic book content.
Hey, actually...
Here's a copy of Heart in a Box by Kelly Thompson I ordered from her that's autographed. So
nice.
Cool.
She's awesome, man. She's fucking awesome.
She is. And here's my Section 0 hardcover, right? This was a Kickstarter, but I bought this directly from Carl Kiesel and Tom Grummett when I met them in Charlotte in 2019, and they did autograph it for me, as well as autographing a lot of my Superboy stuff. So that's what I have for show and tell tonight.
Nice.
Dylan, I didn't mean to be too harsh, man. I get what you're saying. No, I don't review it week to week because I'm not completely caught up on it at all. I've only probably read like the first. Oh my goodness, I read like all of the early stuff, the Fantagraphic stuff originally. Now it's all at IDW. So I'm recollecting the color classics, but I'm not reading them as they come out. But I'm collecting them. Right?
Do you know what issue they're on in the new series? Out of curiosity.
Brooks reads it. Brooks, what?
They're not that far into it, are they? In the new IDW series.
What, Usagi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this the new ongoing is IDW.
Yeah, what issue?
And they're also reprinting the classics in color now.
God damn it!
All right, Brooks wasn't paying attention. All right, that's cool.
Earlier.
No, like I haven't read it all. I read a lot of the Dark Horse stuff too, like the Grass Cutter Saga. Like Brooks has read all of it, I think, to date.
Yeah.
Because I got Brooks into it, and he just like went a deep dive. And I would love to do a deep dive on Usagi and do a comics revisited if we could ever actually even bring that show back.
I've never read any of the new stuff, but I like Usagi. I mean, how can you not?
Speaking of liking Usagi, Brooks, show and tell you're up. Show us what you got.
Keep your pants on, Brooks.
I managed to pick this up at Walmart like yesterday, $5.
Oh, nice.
Not bad.
$5.
Yeah, it's just over there on the thing is like $5. Like, yeah, I paid $5 for that one.
Well, we were talking about their Blu-ray set being smaller, except for that bin of $5 stuff.
Well, that's not the Screen Factory one.
Yeah, that's for $5. That's a good deal. How much is the Screen Factory one?
Probably like 15 or 20.
Okay,
That's like 40.
No,
is it really?
No,
The big nice one.
Whatever, Brooks. That's awesome for $5, man.
It is.
Yeah, and since it's Valentine's Day, I was trying to find something like Valentine's related, but all I could find really was this Aphrodite statue that I got.
Bruh, look at you. None of us were even
nice.
thinking about theming to Valentine's Day. I was like, I'll put the red light on and the red glasses, and I'll wear a red shirt.
I put the red lights on too.
Yep.
And also, I've been keeping up on drawing, so I figured I might
Nice.
show you what I've got lately. Here's one. This is Tifa from Final Fantasy VII.
Cool.
Reminds me of Wanda for some reason.
I don't know what that is, but you should draw me a Wanda, an Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda in episode.
Is he from Dragon Ball?
Yeah, it's Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z.
Dude, that's dope.
I recognize the character even if I'm not a Dragon Ball guy. I watch a lot of fucking anime, but I'm not a big Dragon Ball.
Chun-Li.
Chung-Li, bro. How many times you
You
beat
see the thighs. Raise it up a little bit. I want to see if you got the thighs accurate. I don't know. Oh, you can't see the thighs on the picture.
I'm doing them all like portrait style. Chandra from Magic the Gathering.
your favorite planeswalker?
Yeah, she's the best. She's the best one. I know Robbie's gonna love this one.
Uh-oh.
He's like, what's this guy's name again?
You talking about Victor motherfucking Von Doom?
I heard he had his doctor. Is that true?
That's awesome, bro.
I heard he's a foot doctor. I heard he's a pediatrician.
Great, man.
No, that's not.
Do it all yourself.
And the last one is like, I finished this yesterday. I did a big
Bruh.
barter.
Bruh. Kirby is very proud of you, man. Look at that.
You're a beast.
That's all I managed to do for the past couple of weeks.
Is that Ray in the far back right? What's the picture on the far back right behind you, Brooks? Is that Ray from Ava?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. It's hard to tell from that angle.
So is that the wall scroll you've had for like 20 years?
Yeah. That was like one of my, I think that was probably my
I've seen it
first
before, but it's hard to tell from that angle, but it looks like a plug suit. So.
Yeah, it's her like leaning back against the wall.
The Blu-ray set's coming out this year, by the way, of the original Ava series.
I'm ready for it. Is it the new translation or is it the original?
It's the original.
Cool. And the final movie's finally coming out too.
It's supposed to come out this year, but now that director's busy with Ultraman, so we don't know what the fuck's going on. They said initially they're like COVID delayed it. and now he's working on fucking Ultraman.
Yeah, it's going to take forever. Those I looked into getting because I sold my initial one. Right, I had the first one.
How much is it for now?
I know. I looked it up because I was trying to get them back, and I was like, "Well, never mind." But you still have them, right?
I still have them. I also think that once the last one comes out, they're going to do a box set.
They're going to do a box set, yeah.
It depreciates the individual ones. I know that.
Speaking about box sets and depreciation, Mike, show and tell. You wrap us up.
Eddie's got some goddamn G.I. Joes because he's our G.I. Joe guy.
What's what you've got?
Actually, I don't think I have any. I don't think I have any toys this week.
What?
John, I was going to say, remember when Walmart did those? Whatchamacallit? They did those Godzilla figures, those cheap, like $15 ones.
I don't remember because I as much as I like kaiju, I don't really buy toys.
All right. Well, there's Walmart did like when the Godzilla movie came out. That Walmart had.
Oh yeah, the one from 2014. They did figures for that movie.
Yeah, I've got the Godzilla in my bathroom holding my toothbrush. But this year went for the King Kong versus Godzilla. They're doing another line of those. They're like cheap little plastic, $15, and they're doing Jet Jaguar.
Nice.
For that. So that's the next one that I'm going to be. That's one of the next toys I know I'm going to be getting.
Is Jet Jaguar secretly in the new movie?
I don't know, but
I doubt it.
But it's just one of those like, oh, it's a really cool. I think they just put it in there because it's kind of like the whole versus thing.
Yeah.
So, but moving on to show and tell, the first thing I have is came in a few weeks ago, but it's my Concept Studios Rod Serling Twilight Zone print.
That is fucking awesome.
Fucking awesome.
That's sick.
So Concept Studios has done a lot of amazing screen prints. You can find them on Etsy. They did a really cool Blade Runner 2 that I have. And so that's pretty neat.
I just got a really awesome Godzilla from Etsy. I'll have to frame it before I show it off, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'll show my Blade Runner, my Concept Studio Blade Runner one. I have this. It's my Thunderbolts #1, personalized.
Nice.
Personalized by Bagley. I thought about throwing this into a mystery box. But Robbie was just like, I don't think people would want it if it was personalized. But
yeah, well, keep that shit, man. That's something awesome.
Well, no, like it's still, I think it'd be cool for somebody to
I understand that, but I would still keep it because it's fucking awesome thing to have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but I think it'd be
like some guy named Jeff wants that.
Yeah, so
I think it's awesome to have. Like I won't anything that's signed, even if it's not personalized. I won't give up signed shit. I don't give a fuck.
I'll give up signed stuff for prizes and stuff just for as a reward. Like it's just something that's like I don't like cool. I found it, like I have it and I've owned it for a minute now. I just can now somebody else can share it. So
I did have a signed picture of Robbie Bills. I threw that shit in the trash.
I can't remember if I showed this off, but I used to have. I found this. I used to have this, and I'm going with this kind of a weird stretching.
Weird stretching from Mike Matthews.
Go figure. But I used to have. I found this. This used to hang in my old house. I don't have it in my new house right now. But this is kind of lame. But it's my Mona Lisa print.
Who is that? I've never seen that before.
I found it.
Lisa,
I put it.
I
I put it in a new frame, and I'm probably going to hang it up. So it'll probably be replacing one of these two, or adding to that open space over there. That's right there. So it will go over there eventually. And then my last thing, I finally picked this up was Monsters and Myth: The Realism War. So if you're a big fan of, art. It's a cool book to pick up.
They have kaiju.
So, well, they got I guess he's kind of a kaiju, but they have this whole thing on the Minotaur.
Nice.
So
that's cool.
And one of my things too about going to being in Nashville on Sunday is I'm going to like the Frist is doing this. The Frist is the art museum in Nashville, and they're getting that Pablo Picasso show.
Cool.
So I'm going to jump into that on Sunday before or after.
Is he the dude that cut his ear off?
That would be the Van Gogh, sir.
Oh, okay.
You're mixing
So-
up your artists, but that's okay because you only remember from your yesterday.
It's true. I had
Oh, yeah.
art class, had to learn all this shit. I don't remember anything since then.
That's
But
cool,
if you
Mike.
like this, the whole there's more than Minotaur.
Nice.
So it's just if you're, I've always liked the surrealism, so I thought
Isn't
it was always
it
fun.
Year of the Minotaur or Year of the Ox? Close.
Yeah, like Happy Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year,
So,
right?
and the cool thing about this is like this whole entire, like everything in this book, as I'm manholding it roughly, like there's the whole, like there's the whole image, like there it is.
Dope.
Like this whole thing, like this was at the Frist. So like every picture in this book, like I got to see in person. So
Yeah.
and it was one of those like this thing was stupid expensive, and I finally got it on a good sale. So I've waited about 2 years to get it, but I finally got it. So
We're happy for you, man.
classic art, man. It's
You're worth it, Mike. Treat
you're
yourself.
worth it.
Yep.
yourself.
That's an awesome book.
Speaking of you're worth it, you are worth it, PCP Army. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Don't forget to join us tomorrow, next week. For
Tomorrow
PCP
next
movie
week?
night. Yeah, next week for for PCP movie night, Boys in the Hood. Tomorrow night on Dylan's Comics. Link in the description if you need to sub up. Dylan's Horror Show Valentine from 2001. We've had a blast. PCP Army. Happy Valentine's Day. We'll talk.